My nerds, my nerds, my nerds, my nerds, my nerds, my nerds, my nerds. It has been a long time coming, everybody, but we have made it here. We have made it to the penultimate, or not the penultimate, the finale of season 4 of the pokeNERDS Inc. podcast. And guys, it is going to be an amazing day today because we got not one but 2 guests to help me round out season 4, and here they are. So, are you guys excited?
Oh, we're
So
Thank you
excited!
for having us. Congratulations as well, by the way.
Yes, on a season 4.
Yeah. Yeah, this was a little bit of a fever dream project, and now it's turned into one of the staples of not only my channel but also the way I have come to meet awesome, amazing people. because sometimes I know you guys, but I don't know you guys in depth. So this is my perfect opportunity to finally pick the brains of what the people that I've known over the last few years.
Yes, what a beautiful way to bring people together and for
Yeah.
everyone else to get to know everyone in the Pokemon community as well.
Exactly. That's why I do this. But one more time for this season, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all the fellow pokeNERDS of the world. Welcome to the pokeNERDS Incorporated podcast, a Pokemon exclusive podcast just for us pokeNERDS to sit down, relax, and get to know other fellow Pokemon content creators in the Pokemon community. I am your host, your man Spence of the Poke Network. And guys, when I say I have banger after banger guests this season lined up, now I have not one but 2 sitting in the hot seat today. This is the second time we have had this in the season of in the history of the show, but this time instead of IRL besties, we have the first couple to be featured on the show. And whether it's their Pokemon shiny hunting adventures or their variety streaming endeavors like Monster Hunters, they are the light of the room. They are the light of the party. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to pokeNERDS Inc. Kristen and Ryland, aka Beebs and Beebles.
Thank you so much.
I need an air horn noise. Ryland won't let me have an air horn noise.
Hold on. I hope that helps.
Thank you. We're happy to be here. We're so stoked to be here.
Hey, and I am more than happy to have you guys here on the show. And just again, I've already said it before and I'll say it again. I want to thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to come on the show and let me pick your brains on what makes you the pokeNERDS you are, and for helping me wrap up season 4. So big Paul, congratulations and thank you to you guys.
Thank you. We're truly so honored. This is so exciting.
Okay, so before we actually get the formal questions going, we have a question from the chat for you two specifically. What is your favorite ground type shiny?
Oh!
Ground type shiny. Ooh.
Oh, now I'm like running through ground types in my head.
I want to say Groudon. I had to work hard for that one, and that's
Ooh.
probably why. Like, that thing kicked my butt in Dynamax Adventures, so like when I finally got it, oh.
Just for a fair warning, this is normally a PG-13 thing. You can curse if you want.
Gotcha.
Noted. If we accidentally do it, then
it's no biggie. You can curse here. You're free to curse.
That's great.
We're so free. That's a really hard one. Diglett is really coming to mind for me. Diglett just gets their blue nose, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like a blue nose.
That's funny because yeah, Diglett and Dugtrio were first thoughts for me too before Groudon, especially the Alolan one with the hair.
Yes.
Fabulous Diglett. Fabulous Dugtrio.
Yeah, the Fabio wigs, amazing.
Yeah, now they're blasting off some in the chat like Zygarde, Gliscor. Those are really good ones.
Yes, actually, and not ones that come to mind when I think ground types either.
Zygarde, I have a thorn in my. That's not the word I'm looking for. I don't know.
You've blocked out Zygarde.
Yeah, we've repressed those memories of going for Zygarde. Those were rough.
Yeah, luckily for me, my Zygarde adventures weren't the worst, so I can safely say that Zygarde, like, I had more trouble with Landorus than I did Zygarde, and I hate those.
Yep.
I hate that genie so much.
Yeah, Landorus is still stuck in my dens. They're still there, team wiping my whole squad.
Oh God, uh, like we're good.
Quick, move past Zygarde.
Yeah, move past the memories. Move
Yeah,
past the memories.
Yeah. It's more like I'm repressing the memories of Landorus over Zygarde, so I'm trying to like
Oh,
get
yeah.
focused here because because I like Landorus took me 8 months.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't remember the count, but it was bad. It was bad. It was bad.
That's gonna be up there for sure.
Okay. So let's go ahead and get the formal interview underway. Hopefully you guys are prepared because I sent you the talking points, so we'll be good to go. So first thing I like for us to do is just a basic intro between ourselves. Just reintroduce who you guys are, what types of content you produce, and just a retrospective of your Twitch journey. Like you're like a because I got like a lot of questions because you two are the first couple to be featured on the show. So I'm wondering what led you two down the road of becoming like dual content creators on the same channel, or just in general, like just explain how this journey came to be.
Yes. I'll let Ryland start because it's actually Ryland who wanted to get into content creation. He kind of had a little bit of the starts of it when we started dating, but this dream all started with him.
It did, yeah. YouTube was something I had always wanted to get into growing up. I've definitely been a YouTube kid for sure. So that's what I was used to for the longest time. But video making is time consuming. So is streaming, of course. But the effort to get the footage and then make videos from there was something I found overwhelming at the time. And while I was working at Starbucks a long time ago, I happened to meet someone who did go into streaming, and that kind of opened that up as an opportunity for me. It was something I tried kind of by myself at first.
Mm-hmm.
I first tried it when not Dynamax. No, it was Dynamax. The
Mm-hmm.
Dynamax dens were a thing. And I found out manually how to manipulate the dens like one day at a time in the settings by myself to make it so that the den had the shiny Pokemon guaranteed. Shiny Pokemon was something that I did in my off time anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of just worked well into something to have up on stream in the background. We did not start streaming together. That was just me for a little bit.
Yeah. Our channel actually used to be called something different when
Yeah.
Ryland started.
Yeah, it was Ace Man R, just something
Mm-hmm.
like a name I had for myself. And then we did start streaming together a little bit
Mm-hmm.
after we had done Dynamax raids for a little while. I don't want to say I got tired of it, but it was a little bit that because we were just sitting there opening the dens for people to come in, grab their shiny, leave.
Mm-hmm.
So
There wasn't much of a community built yet. It was kind of like fully people coming in to get the shiny, and that was great.
yeah,
But yeah, we started trying our hand at some more actually, believe it or not, horror games.
yeah,
We would play, basically we'd make it into couch co-op. We'd sit side by side, hand the controller back and forth. But we played like Soma, and Amnesia was another one.
Resident Evil Village.
Which is not
Yeah.
Amnesia, like I played that before. Amnesia, I played the Dark Descent and Machine for Pigs, and when I played the Dark Descent, like I was caught off guard with like the fact that one of the things you had to do was like stick something into a dead person and then drink their blood.
Yeah.
And then then Machine for Pigs, I turned off like half my community to port for like 2 weeks.
Oh, that's so fair.
So valid, yes.
Yeah. So
Okay, but
completely
anyway.
different games that we had started with.
Yeah.
Like Kristen said, we would take turns just handing the controller back and forth. We wound up doing the opposite that I think a lot of people wound up doing, and during the pandemic when that rolled around, we actually stopped streaming.
Hmm.
Uh, don't know what that was about. I think Animal Crossing just kind of came at the right time and took our attention. We kind of
Oh.
focused more on chatting with friends and family during that whole time, kind of just hanging out together. We did have each other in that time, thankfully. We were
Yes.
very lucky.
Thankfully, we had
Uh-huh.
found each other before the pandemic,
Yeah,
so we had company.
yeah. But
Gotcha.
that really wound up slowing down streaming,
Mhm.
which is kind of the opposite of what we would have expected. A little bit after we slowly got back into working our usual jobs, I picked it up again a little bit as a hobby, just kind of something on the side. And then after a little bit, Kristen got offered a job.
I did. I got offered a job working for family 2 provinces away.
Yeah.
So we decided to take that on and move for 5 years and said, hey, if we have this opportunity, I've got this job locked down. We're moving somewhere that's not home for 5 years. Ryland actually had the opportunity to go full time streaming and really put his nose to the grindstone, stream super often. And so he started picking up streaming when we moved here again, still solo.
Yep.
But then after a bit, we kind of sat down and committed to streaming together, streaming Pokemon together specifically. We started doing shiny hunting in Dynamax Adventures, and Legends Arceus, I think, is where I caught my first true shiny Pokemon. But we started to commit to branding as a couple, and I decided that I would stream with Ryland and we'd start doing it together. And so that's how BeebnBeebles became born.
Yeah, we shifted to that. BeebnBeebles was our name for each other already. We were playing Magic the Gathering together, and against one of my particularly oppressive decks, as I was kind of removing Kristen's things from the field, her default response was "Beeb no, Beeb why," and that was the first time she said it. It was just kind of like a take on Babe. It's more or less a pet
Yeah.
name. Kristen called me her handsome Beeb, so I came up with my beautiful Beebles, and it just kind of stuck from there. People told us they really liked the name. I wasn't set on it for streaming for a while. We knew we
Mhm.
didn't want Ace Man R anymore, but we didn't know what we did want. And some people suggested BeebnBeebles. It's already what we called each other. They really liked the sound of it, and it just stuck.
It stuck,
Yeah.
yeah.
I had a feeling BeebnBeebles were pet names, but I just had to confirm it myself.
Yes,
Yeah.
you were correct.
Yeah,
You were
100%.
correct.
I just didn't know who was the Beeb and who was the Beebles. So now I know when
Yeah.
Ryland is the Beeb and Kristen is the Beebles.
Yes.
Yes. Correct.
That is a great origin story right there. Like Ryland, I kind of like agree with you on like the YouTube side of things. Like first, like getting the content recorded and then having to edit and whatnot. Well, for me personally, I don't think what happened with me was that I suck at editing so bad. Even if you give me the most basic software to use and it has like the most basic introductions, I will find some way to screw it up. I suck at video editing, so I never wean towards YouTube. But
Yeah,
what got
it's a lot of work.
it is a lot of work, but I just don't have the mental capacity to do it. I wish I did,
So
but I
valid.
don't.
Right? I see all the big YouTubers talking. They're like, "Oh yeah, once you get to obviously this is so far down the road, but they're like, "Oh yeah, when you get to big YouTubers, they'll give you an editor." And I'm like, "That sounds so nice. Please."
Yes,
Yeah.
that sounds absolutely amazing. I would love that. I would love a video editor to edit some videos for me. Do you know what could have possibly happened if I put my whole Dark Lock series on YouTube? Like people would be like, "What's this guy up to?"
Exactly.
Stupid phone. I should have put that on silent.
Oh, good actually warning. Now that I think I'll be fine, but that's a great suggestion.
Great reminder.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the guest has to screw up at one point or another. All right, but anyway, what got me into content creation in the first place was actually my teenage years and watching so much YouTube. It was like, man, I wish I could do what these guys do, because I've always wanted to do randomizers. I've always wanted to do Nuzlocks. I've always wanted to do shiny hunting, but I just like, for some reason, like, none of the shiny hunting methods before Gen 7 spoke out to me. But then once I started shiny hunting in Gen 7, it's like, man, this is actually really fun. But I didn't actually. I mean, I also started Nuzlocking beforehand, and it was also a lot of fun. Of course, I didn't have the capacity to do randomizers, so it was just, it is what it is. So it was around 2019, and I actually emailed my favorite Pokemon YouTuber, MJTV, and
Yeah.
I saw that smile. Finally, people that know him.
Yeah, we've seen them. We're still getting to know a lot of the community ourselves, but we've definitely seen them around.
Yeah, he's been around for a long time. But anyway, I emailed him and see if I could see, because I didn't actually have anybody to really talk to about Pokemon related things or even content creator things for first and foremost. So I actually emailed him, see if he can give me some advice on what to do. And to my shock, he actually responded.
That's so good.
That's so incredible.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
I know it astounded me because I didn't think I was gonna get a response, or like I was gonna get ugh, man, I was really shocked. But I didn't actually start streaming until about 2020, the pandemic. And what I basically did was I took my entire stimulus check, the first one, and poured it all into my startup PC.
Ah. Oh my
That's
gosh,
smart.
a COVID start.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I got started during the COVID era. But I made a lot of mistakes in my early months of being a streamer, because I didn't really know. Even with the advice MJTV gave me, I still didn't really get social media integration, and it just I don't know what that was.
New alerts every day.
Yeah.
Nah, I think it might have been actually, I think I know exactly what it is. Hold on, let me
Shiny hunt.
It's the I think it's the scoreboard for shiny decks. It's playing in my background.
Yeah, the Madar
Oh.
happening. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Sorry about that, y'all.
No, that's
worries.
okay.
All right. But anyway, yeah, I didn't really like social media integration and coming into Twitch as a complete unknown, because I basically, as soon as I almost created a profile, I almost started streaming, so I didn't really know anybody in the entire Pokemon community, or even streaming community for that matter, who knew me, who could like maybe vouch for me or just say, hey, this guy's cool, check him out sometime. Like, I didn't want that first and foremost. I didn't expect any of that from anybody if I did know them, but I just because MJTV was a YouTuber mainly, he had more to say about the YouTube side of things than the Twitch side.
Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah, for the first like 6 months of my journey, I honestly wasn't really progressing that much. So it wasn't until like the fun fact, the very first raid I ever received was from who I first interviewed on this show, my pilot guest, Power Punch Plays. For those that don't know.
Love that.
Yeah. So after he rated me, I got more Twitch oriented. I knew more about Twitch. So I got more integrated with Twitch, social media, and then once I finally got affiliate in 2021, it just skyrocketed from there. So many randomizers, so many Nuzlocke, shiny hunting, my infamous Darkrai hunt, Arceus, like so many moments in this channel's history, because just know I kept moving forward. But also because you guys kind of combined the first two talking points, I gotta combine it myself. The
Oh
Poké
yes,
Network is
please.
the Poké Network is also not my original channel name.
Oh,
Yeah,
this I didn't know.
All the people.
yeah, yeah. My original channel name, actually, Ryland, what was your full original channel name before you switched to BeebnBeebles?
It was Ace Man R.
Oh, just Ace Man R.
Yep,
Mhm.
that was it.
Gotcha. But anyway,
Yep.
you see, what was going on was that I decided to. Jeez, what am I trying to say here? I knew I wanted to be identified as like a Pokemon creator, so I wanted Pokey to be my username, but I didn't know what else to put in there. So what came down was that during my college days, I went for business administration, and I won't bore you with details, but there's a lot of like group projects within the business courses I took. So it came down to me, no, grouping with people, and so I was like, maybe grouping or something like that. Pokey grouping, no. Pokey network, huh? Poké Network. I was networking with people. Poké Network.
Yes.
A network of Pokemon people. Pokemon peeps. So I was like, cool, Poké Network. So of course it didn't go because it was taken by some other account. But what I initially went with was Poké Network.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. S is solely just for my first initial because my real name is Spence. My real name is Spencer. Yeah. So, here's what happened. Twitch doesn't allow you to use hyphens, and I hate using underscores. So the S and the P in my name were right next to each other. Even though it was capitalized, you can imagine how many people mispronounced my name over the years.
Spokey Network.
Yeah, the Spoke Network. Yeah.
No. Yep.
Yeah.
I can hear that.
Craig.
Designing a username is
kind
a
of an art.
feat. It really is.
Oh God, it was so bad. After like I stuck with it for like 2.5 years. I was like, nope, I'm done. So I formally I dropped the S and put the V at the beginning of 2023, and is like, thank you.
Yeah.
No more name mispronunciations. People can identify me more as like the Pokemon one of the Pokemon guys, because it's not S spoke or spoken. It's the Poké Network. It's like, yes, finally I'm identifiable.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah,
that's funny. The R in Ace Man R was also for my name as well, so I totally relate to that.
Ooh, yeah. The battles of pronunciation. One of the things a streamer has to fight every day.
Even with ourselves too, like reading a new name in chat and be like, okay, where are the words in each of this? Like I try to break down if it's multiple words, like this word, say it that way. But then I've had it where I've totally misread it and like combined two words into one, or just the process.
I feel you there. Okay, so let's get into nitty-gritty details on what makes you two the pokeNERDS that you are. So, I need to ask: do you two individually have a favorite Pokemon, or do you both share the same Pokemon?
Ooh,
because I know your channel's themed off Tandemaus and whatnot. So, do you two collectively like Tandemaus?
We do collectively like Tandemaus. When we did the I don't know if you've ever seen those like forms or grids basically, and they make you go through what your favorite Pokemon of each type is for each generation. So you can kind of like narrow down yes, and then you kind of like narrow down your favorites. Tandemaus was like very, very high for the both of us. So since becoming our mascot, it's definitely, I guess you could call it like a collective favorite. I never really thought about that. But we do individually have our own favorite Pokemon as well.
All right. So let's start with Rylan. What do you like?
Oh, it's so hard to pick one. It used to be Mewtwo because of the movies. I really loved the characterization they gave him there. But I think as over time, it has changed a little bit Ludicolo is really high up there, as well as Iron Thorns and Chiyu.
Every time I think of Ludicolo, I think of that episode in the anime with that big mariachi with the conga drums, and Ludicolo's going like Ludicolo, 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 Ludicolo.
I don't know if you've seen that one.
I want to watch all of the Pokemon episodes again. I love the Pokemon in the anime and the personalities they give.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up watching the advanced series anime. I've obviously gone back and watched the older animes, but that's like the anime I grew up on because I always watched it before going to school, and it was just like, oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, the original anime. I remember still having some of the episodes on VHS. I wonder if my
Me
parents still
too.
have those.
Yeah.
Right? So good. What a throwback.
Yeah. Carbon dating us. Yes, we're old.
Yeah,
Carbon
right.
dating. Yes. It's so good.
Okay, what about you, Kristen? Oh, Jumpluff.
Jumpluff is my favorite
Yeah.
Pokemon. Jumpluff's all over the channel. But they're round and they're cute. They're not just one round, they're 4 times round. That's literally what I was drawn to. They're so cute, they're so adorable, they're so poofy. I loved them before I knew what their shiny was. So like this little thing, this little plant ball is my favorite of all the Pokemon.
They've grown on me so much thanks to Kristen.
They're baby.
I know. Like, I know, just certain things can lead you up to your liking certain Pokemon. Like, as a Nuzlocker, you'll never understand, or like, you'll never understand the viability of a Pokemon till you use it, or you attach to it through somebody else. But
Yes.
like, what biggest example I have is that I never really was affiliated with Lantern before. I did a electric only Nuzlocke and Shield, and I just fell in love with Lantern so much.
So good.
Nuzlocks are so good for that, opening your eyes to different Pokemon that like maybe you wouldn't pick out of a lineup, but now you're stuck with.
Yep, exactly. My favorite Pokemon is literally on my sleeve.
Let's go.
Oh.
Hang on, I'm not close enough to the computer.
Yeah, I'm there. A little bit shadow from my light. It's Obstagoon.
Oh, yes. Okay, I knew this. That's a badass Obstagoon
Yeah.
tattoo.
That makes
It's
me,
almost
like,
done.
somewhat
I'm actually
into
getting it done
it.
tomorrow. So this has been almost a year of
Wow.
work in the process.
Oh
Yeah,
my
the color looks good
gosh.
in the background there.
Oh man, I want to be cool and tell people my favorite Pokemon by like showing them my sleeve tattoo.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
It's never too late to get some ink.
No, this is
No,
true.
that's for
That's
sure.
one day I will have a Jumpluff tattoo. It'll happen.
Yeah, I have to figure out which Pokemon I want to get as a tattoo.
Yeah, you have to
and
pick
where.
a favorite first. You
I
can't
do
have
like,
4.
yeah, I love the idea of a koi style tattoo, but with Chiyu and maybe some other water Pokemon. But
Mhm.
That actually
Yeah.
doesn't sound too half bad. I can imagine that.
Right?
yeah, so much potential with Pokemon and tattoos.
Too much potential.
Yeah,
I know. But yeah, actually for a while, this little nightmare used to be my favorite of all time.
This little
mhm.
nightmare is so appropriate.
Yeah. I think you guys know this, but actually you may not know this. I have the longest. I currently hold the record for the longest on-screen Darkrai BDSP hunt on anybody on
Oh.
Twitch.
No,
I might have heard of it.
Yeah. 1 year, 9 months, 3 weeks, 1 day. No wait, 3 weeks, 1 day, 20,118 resets.
20,000.
Oh my god.
Darkrai
Yep.
is the only mythic that I have left in Brilliant Diamond to catch. I hope that it doesn't go that long.
You'll get it before me, trust me. A lot of people did.
That number doesn't seem too bad to beat. I have to get Celebi first, though. That's the plan.
Celebi.
Mhm.
A little bit of foreshadowing there, but anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway, For 10 years, this was my favorite, but the second obstacle got introduced, I instantly fell in love with it based on just on design alone. And I was like, oh my god, this thing is so badass. It looks so cool.
Yep.
And when I finally used it in Sword and Shield, I was like, holy mother, this thing is a monster.
Yep.
Yes, I love that. That it speaks volumes when something that has been your favorite for 10 years is then just like, nope, this one, no questions, beats you. Like, that's huge.
Yep.
Yeah, it's so like you give Obstagoon a gut set with a Flame Orb and Facade, this thing will wreck house so quick and mercilessly.
Yep. It's a great Pokemon, like use-wise, and I love the way that they worked it into, I guess, the lore, the world of the game, like them being singers in a band of other Pokemon. Like that was such a cool detail from Sword and Shield. Like I
Yep.
love when they bring that level of world immersion to the Pokemon.
Oh yeah, definitely. I love that myself. But it didn't actually become my favorite until it became the mascot of the channel. Because because just like you guys branded yourselves with a mascot, I needed a mascot in my own right. So I was like, okay, what am I gonna select? What am I going to do? So I didn't think of Darkrai at the time because for a while Patters was using it as like a co-mascot, and I was like, okay, I don't want to feel like I'm copying anybody, so I want to pick what somebody
Yeah.
hasn't used yet. I looked around, nobody's using Obstagoon, so I went with it, and now pretty much now when anybody on at least my stream team like notices like a Galarian Zigzagoon, a Linoon, or an Obstagoon, they think of me because I'm like the Obstagoon
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Add us to the list. Like,
Mhm.
that'll be us now.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like you can associate people with Pokemon with a certain Pokemon. Like I can think of two Pokemon creators when I think of Arcanine. I think of Turbo. I think of Ada Enchilada. Now when I think of Tandemaus, I think of you guys. And whenever I think about Gibble, I think of Dragon Tamer Tom, and just
Yep.
like it's just it's crazy. It's also amazing how you can just associate with somebody after just their favorite Pokemon. Like you think of that, and you're like, oh, that's him or her.
Yes.
It's cool. It's a really cool phenomenon for sure. Like what a crazy property Pokemon has become.
Indeed, indeed. Okay, so what about y'all's favorite shiny Pokemon? Kristen, we'll start with you first.
Shiny Jumpluff.
I figured that was coming.
Because Jumpluff, but also because it's pink. It's
Yeah.
so pink. It gets all pink. Its poofs turn pink. Pink is my favorite color, of course. And then green is my second favorite color, and it keeps its little green leaves.
Well, fun fact, you may like
Beautiful.
this. My first shiny ever was a shiny Hoppip in leaf green.
Yes.
Yes, what a great
Congrats
first
on that.
shiny.
Yep. Kristen wishes shiny Hoppips upon
I
everyone.
do, I do. I know everybody hates to see them when they're shiny hunting early game too, so I love it. I'm like, yes, shiny Hoppips for everyone. It's glorious. It's never a bad thing.
Did you make that yourself, or did you have somebody make it for you?
This was actually gifted to me by one of our moderators, Adamant Pug. He crocheted this and
Aw,
sent it to me.
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, and he did a great job. Like this is a very tight little plushie.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, my sister crochets as well, and she actually made something Digimon related that's sitting out in the living room right now. I'm actually currently living with them right now because the power's cut off in my place.
Oh no.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But wow, crocheting is beautiful. Like we've seen so much cool crochet art. I
Mhm.
love to see video game stuff. Like
Oh yeah, definitely. Okay, what about you, Rylan?
I think Iron Thorns. It was really hard to pick a favorite shiny for the longest time. Shiny hunting has been my thing with Pokemon, so it was really hard to just pick one, but I put a lot of effort in Scarlet and Violet into getting a jumbo shiny Iron Thorns. So like just that work felt so good to get the payoff. But also, it's basically Mecha Godzilla. I am a big fan of Godzilla, and Iron Thorns was already Mecha Godzilla, but then they gave it the shiny that just made it definitely Mecha Godzilla. And my headcanon is that the chrome shiny just looked so good on Iron Thorns first that they were like, let's just put it on all of them. It looks like it was made for Iron Thorns, and I love it.
I gotta say, out of all the chrome shinies that were, made for the future Paradox Mons, I do agree that it works for Iron Thorns. It works.
Yep. Yeah, just give me more Godzilla references. I love it. Baxcalibur just straight up is Godzilla. Like, amazing.
What about your thoughts on T-Tar?
So good, but like the older ones, they definitely leaned towards that Godzilla-esque design, but it really feels like Violet. They were like, yeah, Iron Thorns is Mechagodzilla or Kiryu, and Baxcalibur. They even make him do the thing that Godzilla does, where he just flies through the air, like the Baxcalibur glaive attack or whatever. You can just see old movie shots of Godzilla flying through the air in a similar method. So goofy. Love Tyranitar and love all the ones that came before Iron Thorns and Baxcalibur, but like those two were just so Godzilla. I was like, they're great.
I hear you there, man. I hear you there. My favorite shiny. I don't have it with me, but I have the next best thing.
Stoked.
My boy Greninja.
Whoa!
Oh yeah, such a good choice. Also, that plush is
Yeah.
so good. What?
What is he,
Yeah,
life size? Like,
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
it's amazing.
he's about as big as a child.
Yeah.
My
Very
sister
impressive how the tongue
gave me
came out.
this.
Wow.
So good.
That's incredible. So this is your favorite shiny?
Yep, this is my favorite shiny. Also my favorite starter.
Nice.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Classic starter choice, Greninja. Love it.
So I like shinies that are inspired or based off of real world attributes. Greninja is obviously a ninja. A ninja isn't blue. A ninja is normally associated with the colors of red and black, and that's exactly what they did with Greninja, and it works so well.
Oh, I
so
like
does.
it. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, I mean the body goes black, the tongue goes red. It just works. It works so well, and
channel color theme really well too.
It does actually. It is your colors.
Yeah, it is my colors. Yep, red and black are definitely my two favorite colors, and that just works. I mean, if Greninja's sash wasn't red, I'd still probably say that Rayquaza is my favorite shiny of all time because, come on, it's Rayquaza, and I'm a Gen 3 baby.
Yeah, that's so fair. Love Gen 3. And yeah, those black shinies, they are hard to beat.
Okay, so what about y'all's favorite types? So, Rylan, what's your favorite type?
Ooh, I really like ghost type. The purple coloration is good. Purple is my favorite color. It's hard to tell with the lighting, but I recently got my hair done purple for the first time.
I can see that.
And yeah, the ghosts being associated with that color is a big one. But also, I just find the third evolutions usually are so inspired, so original. Skeledirge is another one of those Pokemon that's really skyrocketed as my favorite. Chandelure is so awesome. Palossand, especially the shinies. Like ghost Pokemon are just their designs are so cool. And it really felt like until Giratina came along, we also didn't see too much ghost representation. So to really see that shift towards like, nah, we just had Gengar for the longest time to now like look at all these crazy designs. Like big fan of ghost Pokemon.
Actually, yeah. Now that you actually bring that up, there wasn't a lot of ghost coverage or ghost related mons until about the Gen 4 era and Giratina, because they put a lot more effort into the ghost type Pokemon. And I can definitely see that.
Yeah, Giratina, I feel like really skyrocketed ghost type popularity.
I can see that. Can I guess your favorite type, Kristen, or
You can guess. You can guess.
is it fairy?
It is not.
Oh crap, I'm wrong. Okay, then what is
I
it?
know.
Though.
It is an excellent guess because fairy is definitely the pinkest type. So I don't get me wrong, I love fairy type and fairy type Pokemon. But believe it or not, grass type is my favorite Pokemon type. One, like Jumpluff is a grass flying type Pokemon, but also so many Pokemon that I love happen to be grass types. The Oddish line is another Pokemon line I really love. Shroomish, Shiinotic, I'm a big fan of. Pumpkaboo. And then in the newest generation, they gave us so many good new grass types. I love Brambleghast. I love Capsicid. And then what they did with Toad School was so neat. I was just such a big fan. So it reinforced like, yeah, grass is a good type. It's also typically the starter that I end up picking is a grass type Pokemon. So you'd think fairy is a very good guess and it is a hard pick, but grass, believe it or not.
Grass was going to be my second guess.
Ooh, then you would have been right.
Yeah, like I said, I get them wrong one way. I have to get it wrong one way at one point. Ugh.
It's a trick question with Kristen. I feel like this kind of feels like that whole situation in Sword and Shield with Bede and the fairy thing, where they're like pink, and
Oh,
they're like,
right.
I don't know if I agree with that, but okay.
Uh,
It's Kristen.
I
You see the pink, and you're like fairy, and she's like, nah.
God, Bede. Finally, after so many years, finally the rival is a douche canoe.
Yes.
Right? Took
Those are
forever.
my favorite rivals. Give me a rival I can hate.
Yeah.
Gary's my favorite rival ever because he's just such a jerk.
I'll get on my favorite rival here very shortly, but I think it's pretty obvious what my favorite type is.
Dark?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Dark type.
Ding 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 ding
Yeah.
ding ding. Yeah, my top 5 favorite Pokemon are all dark types. I got Obstagoon, I got Greninja, Darkrai, Hydreigon, Umbreon. All of them are dark types.
Ooh, love Hydreigon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Dark's
Yeah, they are.
Wait, what?
Oh, just back on the whole Godzilla train. Hydreigon just reminds me of King Ghidorah and just another loved Godzilla type Pokemon.
Yeah, whenever I get a Hydreigon, I either name it that or Cerberus.
Yes, also such a good pick.
But anyway, dark types really spoke out to me because of like personal experiences. I've had a lot of traumatic stuff happen to me, and to be fair, it's all dark. And so the fact that I kind of felt keen and at home with dark type Pokemon because I could just relate to them in a way because, always misunderstood, even though it's called the evil type in Japan. They're not evil Pokemon, damn it!
They are not. No, 100%.
Look at Zorua and tell me that little baby's evil.
Yeah.
It's mischievous, but it's not evil.
Yeah.
But yeah, also I always wound up using a dark type Pokemon. Pretty much since Generation 5, I used Crocodile in Gen 5. Gen 6, I used Greninja, Pangoro. Gen 7, I used Incineroar. Gen 8, I used Obstagoon, Grimmsnarl. Gen 9, I used Bombardier and King Gambit. I always wound up using a dark type on my team, so it's become a staple for me to wind up using at least one dark type in my team.
Yeah.
So good. I love the Bombardier representation. I feel like I don't see enough of them.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like I don't get enough dark type Pokemon representation typically either.
Dark almost feels like what Ghost to be. They're definitely getting that representation, but it's still not quite as popular.
Not as prevalent, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. The problem is fairy types nerf dark types, so it's like.
Yeah. Holy did they ever?
That is, yeah.
Yeah, so they kind of lost their standing over the last few years. But it is what it is, but I'm still a diehard dark type fan.
Love
So
it.
good.
Yes.
Okay, so what about y'all's favorite Pokemon game? And if you have a spin-off game, list that one as well. Who wants to go
Ooh.
first?
I'll go because mine's probably shorter. I haven't played nearly as many of the Pokemon games as Ryland has. But it's always been kind of it's always been there in my life. But my favorite main series game, I think, is Sword and Shield. We played Sword and Shield together when it came out side by side. So we always have our living room set up. We have two TVs with our consoles, and we're both sitting beside each other on the couch. And we actually did like a rival playthrough for this game. So we'd play it side by side. When we got to the first gym, we would each beat the first gym with our teams. And then immediately after, we would fight each other. So as if we were the rival in each other's games. We would take that same team and then we'd mark who won. So whoever won, kind of that we'd just track who won after each gym battle each time, and we get to watch our teams evolve as we were both going through the game. And then we had a champion battle at the end. So then we had both of our champion teams pitted against each other. And just that whole journey was so fun to be able to experience it side by side, Ryland, and then discovering all of these new Pokemon together. My second favorite Pokemon, hands down, is Hatterene, the whole Hatterene line. I saw Hatena for the first time in that game and named it Flopsy, and that is what it will always be to me. So there's a really like I had a really probably my favorite experience playing through a game was Sword and Shield, but mainly because of who I got to play it with.
Ooh.
Also, I
That's
won the champion battle, by the
She
way.
did.
That
Yeah.
matters.
That's like a whole story in and of itself.
Congratulations. That sounds absolutely amazing. That sounds absolutely amazing. I got a lot of love and respect for Gen 10. I've played it 10 times over.
Wow, that
From
is more
beginning
than I have
from
too.
beginning to end. From beginning to end. 6 of those times were with the DLCs.
Oh,
Wow, I'm impressed. It's a good one.
we did a
Yeah.
Nuzlocke of that game and we didn't even touch the DLCs for the
No,
Nuzlocke.
I forgot we did a Nuzlocke of that game actually.
Yeah, I was stressed.
Yeah. If I had to pick a spin-off game, I've played probably even fewer of these. I'm really enjoying Mystery Dungeon
So good.
XD.
Yeah,
That's the
or
one I'm playing.
DX.
DX, Mr. I got the X and the D switched around. I
The
can
funny thing is the XD will be brought up later, so don't even.
Oh, that's true. But that I can play as all Jump Love in that game, and so that's what I do, and so it's my favorite.
I see. Gotcha.
Yep, so
Okay.
good.
What about you, Mr. Ryland?
I think my favorite game at this point it's Scarlet Violet. I'm a little bit surprised because Gen 5, Black 2, White 2, I think was my favorite for the longest time. But Scarlet and Violet, I have had so much fun with. I think one of the biggest things for me, Scarlet Violet, like at the end of the day, I'm a shiny hunter. That's what really draws me in when it comes to Pokemon. And Scarlet and Violet has had the most immersive shiny hunting experience. That to me is what I think the closest thing would be to like if you wanted to hunt shiny Pokemon in real life, yeah, you would just go out into the environment and you would look at every single Pokemon. Maybe you've heard there's an outbreak of said Pokemon somewhere, and that's your chance to find the shiny. And I think despite all of the performance issues, like the story was so good, the characters were so great, the original Pokemon designs were amazing. Scarlet Violet by far has my favorite soundtrack out of all the Pokemon games. Like I'm huge on video game music, and Scarlet Violet has some of my favorite just video game soundtracks period. Like Area Zero, like as soon as we started your stream and we heard the Area Zero theme, I was just vibing.
Yeah, I know that theme just hits different. That theme just hits
Yeah,
different.
Mhm.
yeah.
For me, like two themes hit different on every field. The Area Zero theme and the Wild Area 2 theme. You know, with the bagpipes. You know the
Oh yeah.
like
Uh
God, I love those.
yeah. So good. So yeah, like despite the performance issues, and I think that's part of what makes it my favorite game is even though it can still perform like total crap in certain areas, I still love it so much. For it to still be such a great Pokemon game in spite of the performance issues, like I have a little bit of a soft spot for it for that reason. And then I think spin-off wise, it's tough choice between XD Gale of Darkness and Pokemon Battle Revolution. XD Gale of Darkness and Coliseum are fantastic. Like I just really enjoy those games, but they also introduced me to Mirror B, who's probably one of my favorite Pokemon like side characters of all time.
Like I
They're
never
half
played
the reason.
like
Sorry.
I never played Coliseum, but I did play XD Gale of Darkness, and I forgot Mirror B was a thing. So when I saw him for the first time again, I was like, I just couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah, they're so great. Are you gonna play the Switch 2 Virtual Console Coliseum? You'll get the chance.
That is to be determined because I'm waiting I'm waiting for the release dates of two specific games before I even consider buying a Switch. And plus, I'm waiting for the pre-order ones to roll out so that way if there are any like known bugs or issues or whatnot, that way I don't buy the first round batch of Switches. I'm gonna get like the second batch if they're gonna fix anything. But
Totally fair.
That's fair.
I'm mainly waiting for the Hades 2 release date for Switch. And
Yes.
ooh, I saw the yes. You two like Hades?
Yes, love Hades. I did a little bit of speed running on it for a little bit. Actually, I streamed it as Ace Man R for a little bit. Hades speed runs was a part of Ace Man R for a teeny tiny portion of time.
What's your favorite weapon?
Ooh, the fists, I think. Probably the fist.
Which aspect?
Is it Demeter, I want to say, with the uppercut? You charge up an uppercut with a bunch of
Yeah.
hits, and then it really, yeah, the Demeter fist.
My favorite is the Chiron bow. Pair that with
Oh, I
Dionysus.
loved the bow.
Pair that with Dionysus and Artemis. Oh my god, that thing is a wrecking machine.
Yes. Yeah. So hyped for Hades 2. Another game with just an incredible soundtrack as well. Like, video game
Yeah.
music is so good.
I've seen gameplay of it, but I haven't actually played it yet because I don't really play on Steam. So I'm waiting for the full game to be released on Switch 2, and also for Legend ZA, which we'll obviously talk about later.
So stoked for
Yes,
that.
yeah.
But yeah, we're in the same boat.
Yeah.
PC gaming is not quite our thing.
We're console gamers through and through.
Yeah, we grew up on consoles. It's just do.
Yep.
All
right.
So good. Yeah.
So, unlike you, where you diverged from the path of righteousness, I stayed on it, and I love Black 2 White 2.
Yeah, that's so fair though. So fair.
Black 2 White 2 storyline wise have some of like Gen 5 in general has the best written storylines of any main series game in my opinion. So it just really like it aged like people always gave it crap in the early stages, but it aged like wine and it just became such a great game. That's how I like to put it. It aged like wine.
Yep. That's so fair. I love to see like the lasting impact too that the characters from that game I think made on the Pokemon franchise. Like everybody loves N and Getsis. Like they are iconic at this point. And I'm even a sucker for Colress.
I'm a sucker for Hugh because he is my favorite rival. Because even though he's not really a douche canoe, what he is a pissed off big brother wanting to go after the people who stole his sister's purloin.
Yep. Yeah, that was good too. It's seeing the rival have their own objective that they're really pushing for aside from I'm gonna be better than you. Like that was appreciated for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the fact that he always battled you not for his own glory, but for the sake of, hey, are you strong enough to support my cause? Let's find out.
Yeah. Yeah, wonderful games. Love that region.
But yeah, spin-off, I have to agree with you. XD Gale of Darkness. Played it for the very first.
There we go.
Yeah, I played it for the very first time on stream a few years back, and it was such an amazing experience. And plus, I got to use Pokemon that I haven't normally used, like Ursaring, Breloom, just really good Pokemon to use. And there's also, like, some of the Pokemon animations just really did the Pokemon dirty, or they just made it so much more funny. Do you remember what happens when Electrode faints?
Oh yeah, its eyes like pop out of its head. It's wild. They don't like literally fall out, but they do the cartoonish like
What?
and then it passes out. It's
Oh
so
my
funny. Yeah.
gosh.
When I saw that, I lost it. I just couldn't
Yeah.
stop laughing. And
I
also,
miss.
go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Not you.
I miss the personality that we got from the Pokemon in the battle games, the Stadium games, the XD and Coliseum games, and Battle Revolution. Like the animations they gave the Pokemon were so good. I am huffing that hopium for Battle Revolution 2 one day.
I'm huffing the hopium for a new Ranger game on the Switch too.
Oh yes. I missed
Yeah.
that. Dang. I only ever played the first one. It was so fun.
Play Shadows of Almia. It's amazing.
Oh, I've heard. Yeah, I've heard so much about that one.
But yeah, I was also disgusted by the animations in XD Gale of Darkness because I like my third. You know what? As of this point, it's now my second least favorite mon. Lickitung is disgusting in all manner, and its animation
funny.
in XD just makes it even more disgusting.
Oh my god.
Those are great. I'll have to show you some of these later.
Yeah.
I'll find footage of
Yeah.
just the goofiest 3D Pokemon animations
no.
from those games.
Maybe I'll end up finding my least favorite Pokemon that way.
It'll make
Disgusting.
you love Jumpluff more because they do their little cheerleader pom-pom dance.
I have seen Jumpluff do their cheerleader pom-pom dance. Yes, that's what would get me playing that game.
But speaking of least favorite Pokemon, let's actually divulge in the hatred side of Pokemon. So,
Love it.
all right. So I need to ask this again. Do you two collectively have a Pokemon you both hate, or do you both have an individual?
It's sort of individual, but even then, like it goes for shinies as well, I think a bit. Like it's so hard to pick a least favorite. I think there's something appealing that I can see in almost every Pokemon. Like every Pokemon's gonna be someone's favorite, and there's each one has a way that makes them cool or cute or something of the sort. I do think if I had to pick one, though, it winds up being Floatzel. And it's not for any strong reasons. Their design just doesn't stick too much out to me. And then there's a little bit of personal bias in there, too. And this personal bias came recently. Floatzel already was kind of up there as one of my least favorite. But then in Pokemon TCG Pocket, I kept getting Floatzel at the end of one of the packs. I think it was the Diamond and Pearl set. So it just came a point where I'm like, no, I'm over Floatzel. Like, get out of here, please.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so just like circumstantial stuff. They're the least interesting design-wise for me. And then yeah, they like to rub salt in the wound sometimes.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah.
What about you, Kristen?
Ooh, I'm a little bit of the same answer. I also I don't know if I have a least favorite Pokemon. There's none that I feel strongly against, or like a strong hatred or even dislike for. If I had to pick one, I'd say Gumshoes because they look stupid.
Finally, somebody said that damn rat.
It's so valid though.
I know not much else about them, but I'll put them there.
Yeah, finally somebody says that stupid Donald Trump weasel.
Yeah. Right? The news is only making it that much more relevant too. Like you see the thing and you're like, you.
Yeah.
Well, my least favorite actually comes from Alola too.
Oh.
And it's a dark type.
Oh.
Also shocking.
Yeah.
Okay.
I despise with every fiber of my being Alolan Persian.
Oh, okay. That's so
great
fair,
choice, actually.
Oh, they're so doofy looking.
It's not the looks that get to me. Actually, it is the looks that get to me, but it's more than that. As a dark type enthusiast, the biggest disrespect the dark type has ever gotten over the last 20 years is that it never got a gym. For 5 generations, we did not get a gym. No gyms, no nothing. Basically every other type that was introduced got a gym, except Dark. I was pissed.
Yeah.
But then in Alola, the closest thing we ever got to a Dark type gym leader was Nanu, the Kahuna of Ula Ula Island. And when I tell you, when I saw that his ace Pokemon was that godforsaken, fugly ass cat, I almost quit the game. I was so pissed. I felt so disrespected. It was so terrible. I understand there is a there is a limited number of dark types in Alola. He couldn't use a starter. He couldn't use an Ultra Beast. He had to use an Alola form. But why couldn't he have just used a freaking Alolan Muck?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been way more impactful.
That would have been better.
It would have been so much better. Yes.
That's so funny. Kristen has a similar story, except she actually did wind up quitting the Alola games for this reason.
I did, because I chose Litten as my starter, and they're very cute. And I think I maybe got to the point where they evolved another time, and they're still very cute. And then I actually found out what their third evolution was, because Incineroar had been launched in Smash. And so I saw the Smash trailer Ryland showed me, and he's like, I named my Litten Licorice because it was cute. And he's like, that's Licorice. Showed me the Incineroar trailer for Smash, and I was like, I hate it. I'm not going back. I don't know. Never. I'm not touching it. Not happening.
Well, Incineroar's a dark type, so I have to have fondness for it. But it makes but like the way it is, it's supposed to be a heel wrestler, so it is what it is.
It is. It is what it is.
I love it.
They're
I love the
cool
way that it
Pokemon.
poses after every move you land in Smash. Like, I love the flavor. It's so good. But yeah, as soon as I knew Kristen would be so unhappy with the evolution, because she's like, little cat,
So
I named him
cute.
Licorice, so cute. And I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, little kitties.
We saw them. There was a cat in the back.
I missed the cat.
Yeah, that's my kitty.
Oh.
They're really hiding back there.
Yeah. Well, he is black and white, so.
Yeah.
I'd do it.
But anyway, the slime on the cake. Someone made me shiny hunt the damn thing.
Oh,
I love that. The slime on the cake. That's so good.
Yeah, disgusting. It was the worst 4 hours of my life.
Oh no.
Yeah, terrible.
So maybe it's good that we don't have like a super least favorite Pokemon, because then people would make us shiny hunt them.
100%.
Well, only because John did it, I now have to shiny hunt my least favorite Pokemon. Or my least favorite shiny Pokemon.
Oh.
which is which I want to know from you guys next. So, your least favorite shinies.
Ooh, that's definitely the same boat where like I think for me it comes from one always wanting to be a shiny hunter when I was younger. Like I think the effort and the fact that they'll always sparkle no matter what. It's made it so I don't really hate too many shinies. Like even the Gengar and the Garchomp, I definitely understand why those are disliked. I think if anything, it would be the one that would be most disappointing for me would be Tandemaus. It became our mascot Pokemon, and so I was so stoked to find out what the shiny was, and then we did, and I was like, "Oh,
I
that's
had
great! A shiny hunting Twitch channel, and our shiny is barely noticeable! Yay!"
I just knew one of you was going to say Tandemus. I just didn't know which one of you was going to.
Yeah. I love all shinies, and even then I can't bring myself to hate Tandemaus,
Mhm.
but it's definitely more of a feeling of disappointment where it's like, dang, the mascot for shiny hunters. Oh well. uh,
Ooh,
Kristen?
and I don't have a particular one Pokemon that my like for my least favorite shiny, but any shiny that takes away the pink. So any Pokemon that is pink and then its shiny makes it not pink. So Espeon, I know Espeon is a very beloved shiny, but they're pink. And then they go to green. So they were better as pink in my opinion. And then Sylveon is pink. And then their shiny is blue. And so they're better as pink in my opinion. And even Hoppip is pink to begin with. And then they're shiny, they turn green, but they get a pass because they're a baby Jumpluff.
Oh. That's actually a first. That's actually a first I've interviewed for people. Like somebody who hates a shiny Pokemon based on the fact that it takes away their original color. So
Yeah.
that's a first.
Love
everything
it.
pink for
Keep
this
the
one.
pink.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give you guys one hint as to my least favorite shiny, which I now have to hunt. What am I?
What? What?
Think carefully.
Crap. This is gonna
Um,
this is gonna feel so bad when you tell us because it's gonna feel so obvious as soon as we know.
I'll give you another hint. It's in Gen 9.
Is it Charcadet?
Yep.
Hey.
Oh, really? Which makes sense. I guess it's just the eyeballs.
Yeah, just the
Yeah.
eyes.
Like, this is the normals version you see of me on stream, but when I take them off, it's a rare
Shiny
form of me,
Charcadet.
so it's shiny me.
Ah!
I
Yes,
love that.
okay.
See, I have the opposite. I've got glasses that go on instead of coming off. Matching colors.
I love those.
That's so great.
Yeah, but it's not just Charcadet. It's also Ceruledge and Armarouge. Kind of like for the same reason you were talking about earlier. Like they could have done so much with the shiny, but they just
Yep.
dropped it so hard. like, a lot of people know those two Pokemon were some of the coolest two coolest Pokemon to be introduced in Generation 9. But their shinies are so ass.
Yeah. Such cool designs, such original Pokemon, and they're like, yeah, the shiny form, let's just not do anything with it.
Yeah. Yeah, the fact that it's only the eye colors that change, it's so terrible. It's beyond terrible. Like I said that I would never shiny hunt them, but then my Power Punch Plays redeemed it, and I was like, okay, only because you're you, I'm gonna do
Yeah.
it. Anyone else, I would have
Yeah.
said, hell no.
Oh, that's too funny. It's the people that know you best that know how to get at you the most.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, yeah, I love my streaming brother, but at the same time, I wanted to do unspeakable things.
Uh,
Yeah, ay caramba. Okay. All right, so what about y'all's least favorite type?
Ooh.
Do you have one in
Also a
mind?
really tough one. But I chose normal because it's so boring.
That's fair.
I
It's not
wish
the first.
I, I wish they did more with it, but they didn't, and it's just like, oh, this Pokemon's no type, so just normal. And that's blah. Like
Yeah, you're not the first person that said that, so it's not unheard of for normal types not to be liked because it's fair. It's fair. They don't have a super effective hit, and most of their mons are pretty basic, except Obstagoon. Obstagoon is a normal type that gets the exception.
this is true. I like that they've done like normal with other types. Like I've kind of like the dual normal typing. I think that's interesting. But just all by itself, I'm like, you're missing something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
yeah. And then I feel like my least favorite type is probably water type. Not
Ooh.
necessarily because of the Pokemon in it, but I think when I play through games, it's just the type that gives me the most trouble. I find electric and grass aren't Pokemon I super often have on my team. And when I think back in particular to the Pokemon World Tournament and Pokemon Black and White 2, the two people that gave me the biggest issues were Wallace and Juan, and their freaking Kingdras. Like, Water Dragon is such an obnoxiously bulky type, and
It
to
is.
run into it, oh, it hurts. I'm
Ugh.
usually not ready for a bulky water type, I find, and I just wind up getting slowed down quite a bit by that type.
uh, so is that fair to say that Palkia is your least favorite legendary?
Ugh, I don't like design wise, I love them, but yeah, going up against them, especially in like DAs, I'm like, I don't have anything good for this. Like, this is tough.
Yeah, I actually was just wrapping up a Nuzlocke, and I actually was able to find and use a Kingdra on my team, and it was pretty good. It was a pretty good, solid mon.
Yeah. Yeah, having Kingdra, fantastic. Having to go up against it when you're not prepared, ooh boy.
Yep. In those cases, you really need to be prepared.
Yes, yes, for sure.
All right. Well,
Oh,
I kind of
that's
touched base. I kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but I actually hate fairies.
Oh yeah, that's
I
fair.
didn't catch that at all. I saw the foreshadowing, like I heard it, and then
Mhm.
I didn't click that it was with fairies. Fairies?
Well, there are
The
fairy.
pink babies?
Well, there are fairy type Pokemon that I do like, but it's a very small list. I can only count on this many fingers.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
It's not a very
but
populated type too, so
No.
what one of the things I hate about it is how much love it got in its OG gen that Dark type and Steel type didn't get in Gen 2. What the hell? New
yeah, they pushed
Pokemon.
very hard.
Yeah, new Pokemon, old Pokemon getting the same typing. A gym, the the Ace of Diantha, the Elite Four member. What the hell? Where was all
Yeah.
this love for Dark type in Gen 2 or Steel type in Gen 2? Where was the love?
Yeah,
Oh god.
what a terrifying legendary they gave it to. Like Xerneas, so threatening.
Ooh, yeah, that Geomancy. That's definitely one for the record books.
Yeah, yeah, it sounds like they were pretty meta defining with their time in competitive too.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
Another
like that's
reason.
a very interesting reason for a least favorite, but so valid. I so feel you. I'm like, I'm with you. I love fairy types and I'm on your side. Like, yeah, wait a minute. Why did they get so much love? And Dark didn't.
I know it's not just that. I mean, it's also the same fact, the same reason why there are Pokemon that don't need the fairy type or don't make sense as fairies. Biggest example I always bring up is Snubble and Gramble. They make no sense. But it wasn't until I actually interviewed one of my past guests, Tiny Tina, where she literally pointed out to me that if you look up Snubble's Dex entry in Scarlet in any Pokédex, its classification is the fairy Pokemon.
Yeah.
What? I
Yeah.
didn't know this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, look it up. It's there. That's the only reason they're fairy types. The only reason. And I don't think it did. I don't think it needed to be that way. But yeah, fairy types. I know they're a nice type to go up against dragons. They're a dragon counter, but I can get by with an ice type or a dragon type.
Right?
I don't
Well, like,
use a fairy unless I absolutely have to.
giving them a full-on immunity to dragon, like that was just taking it to a whole nother level. Like that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that was beyond crazy. That just another reason I love Hydreigon. It's quad weak to fairy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hydreigon is a
the
fairy
poor
type
kiddo
bitch,
dragon.
and I hate it.
Yeah, not even the same generation as Hydreigon after. They just had to add insult to injury. Like,
Mm.
oh, you like that thing we gave you? Here, let us take it away. So brutally.
Ugh, God, it was terrible. All right, so answer this one collectively, or jeez, let me rephrase. Between all the Pokemon games you have played, both main series and spin-off, what's the one Pokemon game you don't like the most?
I think Kristen might struggle with this one, but I think for me, it's the original Gen 4, either Diamond or Pearl. They weren't terrible games per se. They just felt really slow for whatever reason. I can't think of any other game that felt like as much of a slog. I don't know what it was, if it was just the how fast the characters moved or the how long it took. I think that was the first game where they added the saving a lot of data
Oh
thing.
God,
Something.
that
Yeah.
takes forever.
Yeah. It was just overall, it felt like the slowest game. And then this isn't the first time they did it because they did the same thing with Deoxys, I guess. But the fact that Arceus, Darkrai, and Shaman were just absolutely not available, that was just such a strange choice. And for someone who had access to the internet and Cerebi.com, to see all of these things that are in the game that they chose not to include, and then just on top of that, the game not sticking with me as much, that's got to be my reason. Gen 4, Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah, it's definitely way tougher for me. I feel like I haven't played enough Pokemon games to be like, "Oh, this one really stunk." At least for me, or I've started a number of Pokemon games and not finished them. And so I couldn't like give an actual like fleshed out reason as to why this game didn't stick with me. But like I never finished Sun and Moon. Because I didn't wanna. So, I don't really have, like, a more in-depth reason than that. I really do love most Pokemon things that I engage with. I love the games. I've played Pokemon Unite. I've played Pokemon in different puzzle games and things like that. Like, usually Pokemon, uh, IP, I guess, is pretty appealing. But I'll have to say Sun/Moon because I was so stopped in my tracks at a design choice that I was no like I have no motivation to I'm not connected to my Pokemon anymore.
That's a fair assessment right there. I give you that. But I can also see where you're coming from Ryland. The slowness factor of those games. It definitely was a contributor to why those games kind of degraded over the coming years. I mean, thank God, but they gave us platinum, because otherwise that was our only experience with Gen 4, and I'm like, oh crap. And that's also why I believe BDSP never like stood as a mantle for a remake game, because we had a standard with platinum, but they didn't
Yeah.
do any platinum integration into these games. They made a faithful remake and it bombed.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising to see how the remake did, despite, once again, they added those features that I complained about, like Darkrai, Shaman, and Arceus were all in the game, but time gated for 2 of them, and then Arceus locked behind the purchase of another game. So like even with those improvements, like
I can understand. This is more so about hating on fairy types, but I actually hate X and Y.
yeah,
Oh.
that's totally fair.
Mm.
The league
For
definitely
me,
feels
it's
forgettable.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that, and it's just like they've always felt incomplete. They've always just felt incomplete, and
Yeah.
they never did much with post game content, because that's pretty much it. There was nothing to do after you finished the main story. There was nothing to do. I mean, yes, if you did like the Battle Mason and you did the Battle Chateau, yes, you could have done that. But otherwise, like there was like nothing to do. There was, I mean, yes, there was Mewtwo, there was a bird, there was Zygarde, but there was nothing to Zygarde. We got nothing about Zygarde.
No story, everything was shiny locked, like
Yeah, you can imagine the people that didn't know Zygarde was shiny locked, and they spent hours of their lives trying to go after a Pokemon that was shiny locked, and when they found out, they were pretty much their heads exploded with anger, just like.
yeah. I did that with Groudon in Omega Ruby. I was like, no one's told me it can't be yet, so I'll do this for like a week.
Oh, you did it.
I did. I was so sad. Original Ruby wasn't shiny locked, so I'm like, there's no way they would do it with the remake, but no. Same with
Uh,
Deoxys. I was heartbroken over Deoxys.
oh, you can actually shiny hunt the Oxys too. I mean, if it wasn't locked, you could have hunted it. Did you know that you didn't have to battle in outer space?
No? What?
Or actually, you didn't have to catch it in outer space.
No, I had no idea.
Yeah, what if you KO Deoxys in outer space? If you went back up the Dragon Spiral Tower afterwards, that the triangle would be at the center of the top, and you could encounter it again.
Oh, that's cool. I love that little nod back. I never got to do the original Aurora ticket event with the triangle, so that's kind of a neat touch.
Me neither.
I
But
want
yeah,
to do it so bad. Ugh. OG
I want,
shiny
I
Deoxys
want to,
hunt.
I want to do a full odds Gen 3 Rayquaza hunt. When by full odds I mean
Ooh.
the full 1 in 8,000 odds.
Yep.
Yeah, but I don't have the capacity to do so. If I mean, I could do it on an emulator, but it's not going to be a real shiny. So
Yeah, I feel that. I do want to be able to bring my shinies through my other games and into Pokemon Home at the end of the day.
I feel you. But back to why I hate X and Y. I actually hate Diantha. To my opinion, she's worse than Gita.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, in my opinion, she's worse than Gita. Gita's actually in her damn game. Diantha is not.
True, true. Yeah, we don't see Diantha much.
No, we do
Very
not.
involved. Yeah, no, I can totally get that.
All right. So next up, what I like to ask you guys is like dive into your memory banks. What is the very first memory you can think of when it comes to Pokemon? Like your very first experience.
My very first memory is like the OG anime. Like the very first anime when it was on TV, I'd catch it either before or after school, and that's how I first came to know that Pokemon existed, that it was a thing. And then I would see like the merchant stores or the trading cards and things like that. But like the very first season of Pokemon I watched on TV when whatever episode happened to be on the channel was what I was seeing. So I remember seeing Ash and Misty and Brock and adventuring with Pikachu. I couldn't tell you what episode I saw at first, but I just had like that was my first time seeing those characters, and then they were everywhere.
Yeah, and it exploded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think for me, it was the original games. They were introduced to me by my dad. I got red, he had blue, and I think one of my earliest memories from the game is not fully understanding how the game worked, but I just loved watching Pokemon evolve. So I remember catching a bunch of Weedle and Kakuna in the forest and just constantly leveling them up to evolve into Beedrills just because I loved watching it happen.
So you just had a box of Beedrills?
Probably,
I love
yeah.
it.
Yeah. I also
That's
remember
kinda-
getting really sad and crying when I accidentally KO'd a Pikachu because it took me so long to find one in the grass, and
No.
I don't know, in my head I didn't understand that I could fail, I guess. So
Yeah.
yeah, I accidentally KO'd the Pikachu and I cried about it.
Aw.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's so precious.
Yeah, my dad was like, "You can find another one." And I was like, "I don't know if I can." I tried so hard, now it's gone.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
I remembered KOing all the Pokemon in the world with my Swampert when I first played Sapphire for the first time. Actually, it was the first game I ever played, so all I did was knock out things with Swampert. So it's like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
That's amazing.
I remember doing something similar on my first playthrough. I think the city was Slateport or whatever, the one that you have to get brought to by boat for the first time. And
Yeah.
I remember Team Magma blocking the route to the north until you finish. I want to say it's whatever happens in the museum for that city. But
Yep.
I ignored that and I was like, oh, whatever, they'll just go away eventually. So I literally just ran around in that grass patch until I got a Swampert way, way early. And then the grunts didn't move. And I was like, oh, well, I must have did something wrong.
Oh Lord. Similar to you, Kristen, my first experience came with the anime, except it was it wasn't on live TV. It was a VHS tape with the 3 episodes: Pokemon Shipwreck, The Isle of the Giant Pokemon, and Tentacool and Tentacruel.
Oh, classic.
Yeah, good ones though. Very good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, classic. But yeah, once I start watching the show for the first time, it's like, wow, this is actually really amazing. I've always I was fascinated by it ever since, and just it was awesome. It was just awesome. Then afterwards, I pretty much saw almost anything Pokemon. I saw more of the I saw more of the show. I saw the cards. I started playing the games a few years later on, and it just became a staple of my life, and I haven't looked back.
Yeah, it feels like Pokemon's always been there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if it's always been there, it won't ever go away.
No, not at this point. I actually have I guess this will come up later. Pokemon is going to be in our life forever. I can't ever see it go away.
Nope. Okay. So the next thing I like to touch on is my second favorite part of the show, the emote elaboration. So do us a favor and post some of your Pokemon related emotes in the chat and let us see what they are, and just give me some insight as to why they're a thing.
Oh my gosh. Okay, now when you say some of them,
I know you probably got a lot of them. So if there's like a
we
top,
do.
if there's like a top list you like to showcase, then go ahead and showcase them.
We
I'll put
do.
some of my top in
Yeah,
here, and then
you
you
put
can
your top and
also.
I'll put my top.
I just need to
I know you
find
need to scroll all the
us.
way down to us.
Here we are. Ooh, I'm a big fan of this one.
Our Pokemon
And
ones,
oh,
though.
right.
Our
That's not a
emotes are
Pokemon
great.
one.
Not all of them are Pokemon. You got to
That's
pick the
true.
Pokemon ones.
This one.
Yes, I can pick the Q-Berry ones.
Go with Just one. And then where is this one?
Yeah.
I'll do these 3.
I love it. And then I'll do these 3.
Yay!
Aw.
Yeah, so we've obviously got some Tandem Mouse emotes in there. Those were definitely a given right from the get-go. I think the 3 that I posted, I wound up making. The
Yes.
Buffer Mouse and the Jumpluff, I actually drew like piece by piece. That's not a coherent drawing. Like if you go into the program that I made it in, it's like all separate layers worked on one at a time, and you move one and everything falls apart. But the Tandem Mouse with the heart was pretty simple. Like I just got a screenshot of Tandem Mouse from in the game and put a heart in front of it. That was one of the first
Yeah.
emotes that I had made for BeebnBeebles, I think, when
Yeah.
we really settled on Tandem Mouse as a mascot.
Yeah, I don't know that we really had emotes before we were BeebnBeebles. So there was no emotes that really came over from Ace Man R. They
Yeah.
all started getting made when BeebnBeebles launched, and we had like a mascot like Tandem Mouse to kind of use. So yeah, one of Ryland's first ones is that little mouse holding a heart, and then when he got into drawing, he did the little buffer mouse that is actually kind of traced from a mouse hold TCG card
Yeah.
because one of the babies was making that exact face, and we were like, that's an I'm thinking about something face.
Yeah.
So we decided to take that. And then the Jumpluff that Ryland drew, the Jumpluff waving, that he actually did as a surprise for me because one of my most used emotes when we were starting to network on Twitch was from a creator called My Lemons. And he had all lemon emotes, and he had the cutest little lemon just holding up its hand and waving. And that was my staple emote. And I was like, I need one that's a Jumpluff. So then Ryland went and drew one for me. So now that's our little like hello emote. Oh, D. Thank you, D. The ones that I picked, my first one there is actually Eldin Poof. So it's a Jumpluff wearing a little armored helmet, and they have spiky little metal poofs on their arms because when I moved away from I say moved away from Pokemon, when I started playing not Pokemon games, I'd actually just make Jumpluff in that game. So Elden Ring, I did a full playthrough. I beat the game in the DLC as Jumpluff. I was totally pink. I used the Star Fist as their little poofs. And I used like anything that Jumpluff could use. So anything poison, I used sleep because I could say Jumpluff's been plopped into that universe and this is what they're doing. And so Elden Poof is now my little like traveling Jumpluff that comes with me through different universes. And that's how that one came to be.
Yeah, I also
And
see
then
a
the
common.
next
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go
I
ahead.
was just saying. I also see a common theme: a lot of pink.
There's a lot of pink. Yes, there's a lot of pink, of course. The next two are made by a fantastic artist, actually, that we discovered through the Pokemon community on Twitch, Qberry. And they do regular emotes, they do animated emotes. They had an emote themselves of kind of this bullying, kind of like slapping a plush toy really quickly, and we really thought the vibes were really funny, so we commissioned a tandem mouse, one bullying the other, as Ryland and I often do on our channel. As one of our like first emotes. Our first emote from Qberry was the bully emote. And then the one next to it is also by Qberry, the Jumpluff doing the gritty poof. Because everybody's chasing the gritty goose on these hype trains. I don't have the gritty goose. I thought, you know what would be really funny? A Jumpluff doing the gritty goose. And so I sent this idea to Qberry, and she thought it was really funny. And I was like, you are the right person to do this. And so that's now my new favorite Jumpluff to throw in chats.
Yeah, I gotta say they look really good.
Thank you. And thank you, D, for dropping yours. I love that D's favorites are there too.
So good.
All right, I'm gonna drop a few of mine.
Yes, please.
Here we go.
Yes.
Zorua!
Okay. I saw D put this one in chat too.
Yeah. So yeah, the Zorua giggle draws directly from the Zoroark movie. There's a scene where the Zoroark's just giggling and whatnot. I was like, okay, that has to be a GIF. So I found a GIF. It has to be an animated emote. We made an animated emote. So I got
Yes.
Shining Greninja as my high, just for a
Yep.
little greeting and whatnot.
Mhm.
My very first on-screen shiny ever was a shiny Regidrago, so that's why my shiny luck emote is Regidrago.
Oh, I
Love
love
it.
that.
That's a
Yeah.
great luck emote too.
Great
It's
first shiny too for
it's
this.
Yeah,
very
it's shiny.
pink.
Yep. I have a lantern themed emote that I call Sushi, so it's kind of look like a sushi chef.
So
Yes, with
good.
the little band. I love it.
Yeah, like I said, I fell in love with Lantern when I did that Nuzlocke, and it's been a staple for a lot of things. So I call it Sushi. It's getting close to getting into my top 10, but I have to like lose a little bit of interest in either Nidoking or Electivire in order to put it in my top 10.
Yeah,
Ooh, it's
tough
hard to make
choices to
room.
make. Yeah.
I know it's hard to make room. Um, I'm a proud supporter of the LGBTQ community, so I have Pride
Woo, hell
Tomb,
yeah.
which is
Yay.
Spirit Tomb with all the rainbow colors, and those orbs are all different colors. So just
Yeah, the
show
colors
support
are
for
great.
my loving fans.
Hell
And
yes. I love the Spiritomb.
And I have my favorite emote is my little baby. I call this baby demon. Zigzagoon biting onto a heart.
That's so cute. This is a
Just wants a
very good,
nibble.
yeah, this is a very good love emote. Like the heart
Yes.
is so this pops. I think it looks great with the colors of the Pokemon too. Great choice.
Yeah, it definitely works. I do have a couple of non-Pokemon related emotes I'd like to showcase really
Yeah,
quick.
Absolutely.
please.
My
I know
boys.
Ryland was gonna select a non-Pokemon one too. You should drop it.
But yeah, those are my boys.
Oh, yeah. You have two cats?
Well, technically, I only have the one. Both of those two went to Kitty Heaven last year.
Aw.
Oh, that's our boy too that Ryland put in chat. That's Icarus, and same thing. They're also in kitty heaven, but they live on. I love that that yours live on in your emotes too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they live on in my emotes.
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
Okay, so next comes topics that people may not like.
Ooh, dun dun dun.
Hot takes. Do you have any hot takes for Pokemon? Either of you?
Mine is just that Espeon and Sylveon are doo-doo shinies and they should have stayed pink.
That's it?
Yeah, I don't know if my takes are like particularly hot.
They
I think,
lukewarm. What are your
yeah,
lukewarm takes?
one I think I did mention earlier, like I don't particularly hate any shinies. For me, it's just as much like the experience of working for them as it is like getting the shiny itself, I guess. So just seeing that sparkle, I don't know, like I kind of don't mind when the shiny isn't too different visually because it kind of changes the way that I have to hunt for it, especially in Scarlet and Violet. Like Poliwag was a recent one I remember doing where it's just like a slightly different shade of blue,
Mm.
but the creativity that I've seen people do now to check these shinies, because if it's an outbreak and if you're just KOing them all to see if they're shiny or not, then you run out of an outbreak and then that outbreak is gone, and stuff like that. So seeing some of the harder Pokemon get found and hunted, like I kind of like the little bit of creativity that has to go in. So like I don't mind if the shiny is not that different. I think it's still like the experience of shiny hunting that feels satisfying, and getting that less exciting shiny, I guess, so to speak, is still exciting to me. Like I said, at the end of the day, it still has the sparkle animation, so I still know it's shiny. And then I guess the other one is that for me, Pokemon has never been about the graphics. Like Scarlet and Violet is one of my favorite games, if not my favorite, which I think that in itself could be a little bit of a hot take.
Mhm.
But yeah, like I enjoyed was the content of the game, not necessarily the graphics. I don't need every game I play to be the best looking thing. I enjoy Nintendo because the games for me are substance over style, and I kind of feel that way about Pokemon. Of course, they deserve to be criticized for releasing a game in this sort of state, and like it's not to say that, oh, this is acceptable, and if a game comes out like this, I'm just gonna blindly be like, oh, it's amazing. What do you mean? I still think the criticism should be there, but what was there aside from the performance issues, like it was great, and that's what I play Pokemon for.
I mean, I wouldn't call. I can definitely see the merit behind that. I can definitely hear your argument, man. I'm not going to disagree with you because I fully agree with you. It's all about the experience, but I am also on the graphic side of things, where like the game also has to have decently good graphics in order to make the game, replayable, first experience, hand good, and all that other stuff. So I can definitely see definitely see the merit behind what you're thinking.
Yeah,
Mhm.
100%. And like I said, this comes from a bit of bias too after playing years of Pokemon. Like I know I love the core experience, but yeah, for a new player trying to get in, that's
Mm.
going to be a big bar, I guess, is how the game performs.
Mhm.
hmm I saw you shaking your head a little bit, Kristen. Do you have a hot take?
I did. I thought of one that I actually talk about usually when I'm playing my Jump Love playthroughs. Um, I have the belief that every move in Pokemon can be used in some way, shape, or form. Like it is there, it exists. I will be able to use it in my own benefit somehow, some way. And the biggest one that comes up is usually Memento. Every time I'm trying to do a jump love, I know, but they gave me the move. Jump love can learn Memento. There's no way that jump love can know a doo-doo move. And so I'm so determined. Every move that exists in Pokemon can be used to build somehow, some way. I'm so convinced I'm gonna make a Memento jump love that's what they're based around.
You have no
Uh,
idea just how much I hate that move. I did a
yeah.
I did a metronome only lock in hard
Oh
gold,
no.
and
Oh.
Memento kept KOing all my Pokemon.
I'm
Uh,
convinced. I'm convinced.
that's
this
too
this will
funny.
this will just come down to we'll agree to disagree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ugh.
There. So that maybe I've remembered my actual hot take
that's
for
so
Pokemon.
funny.
I'll stick with it.
Good lord. One of my hot takes is that this comes more towards so from the anime. People love to give shit on like the second season / the Orange Island League gym, the
Uh-huh.
anime or whatnot. People think that it didn't need to happen. It was pointless. Tracy was so stupid. I personally don't see the merit behind all that. I actually kind of like the Gen 2, the second season of the anime for the Orange Island Adventures. I actually kind of like it. It had some decent stories behind it with the Lapras, Ash and Charizard finally obeying him. Let's see what else was there. Tracy Scyther and its history. It's like it was actually some pretty decent storytelling in there. It was a shorter lived season. But also for the sheer fact that Drake's Dragonite used 10 fucking moves in one between 2 episodes, it's like
That's too
what's
funny.
up with that?
Straight up cheating. I love it.
Yeah.
Orange Islands is a throwback. I know we have it on DVD. I think I bought it for Kristen some time back
Yeah.
as a gift. So, at one point, we're definitely gonna just
I want to
marathon all the
marathon
anime
all of it.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They actually have pretty much every episode from seasons 1 through 3 on YouTube now.
Oh, on YouTube?
Excellent.
Yeah,
Dang.
yeah. Pokemon TV. They've been regularly uploading the past Pokemon episodes. They started
Heck
uh,
yeah.
they started uploading the season 4 Johto League Champion series right now.
Oh, well, I might have to get on this.
Yeah, dang. Get caught up.
Okay.
Cool.
Now comes my favorite portion of this series, the shared experiences. This is where those clips I asked for come into play.
Yay!
Yay!
Okay, so let me change this really quick. It's not letting me do that.
Ooh.
Whee!
Good old technique.
I don't know what it's doing here. Usually it just lets me change the stream right out of the gate. Hold on, let me this will look funky here for a minute, guys.
No worries. Time you need.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
No, that's there. That's okay.
Oh, okay, cool.
There. Okay, it's changed.
Ew.
Woohoo!
Alright, everything should be fixed.
The old layouts.
Yeah. I know, a throwback to our old layout.
Yeah. So obviously I see there's a shiny Rotom on screen, but I think there's more behind this, so let's give this a listen.
This is a good one.
Let's give this a watch.
I really wanted a Rotom?
Yeah.
Oh, my day's made.
Nope. Not for me.
Oh my god. You're kidding.
Double shiny!
I don't want it. I want the Rotom.
What?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not fair.
I really wanted a Rotom.
I've been hunting that thing for so long.
Yeah, Ryland was hunting for it, trying to get the shiny Necrozma, and then I happened to get it on my DA, but I chose that Rotom. I chose the Rotom over the Necrozma. I never took that Necrozma. That Rotom lives in my shield game.
Yep.
I've gotten
This was
double
bef-
DA shiny twice and I took the legendary.
Yep.
I didn't.
This was before Scarlet and Violet had released, so we didn't see like the mass outbreaks. We didn't know Rotom would be so easy to catch. This was, yeah.
Oh, good. Good lord.
Yeah,
Good
I had
lord.
been hunting that thing for so long, and then Kristen got it and was like, I don't want it.
Yeah. I'll take the Rotom.
Oh my god. Okay, so I see what's happening here, but there's more to the story.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah, this is the Mewtwo Terra Raid, the event Terra Raid that they dropped. This was our first attempt at it.
First attempt, eh? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this.
Y'all were through the shield? Never before seen. It's
Oh no, the
asleep.
debuffs. Not the debuffs gone. Oh,
It
wait.
slept and restored
No.
its
No. Wow.
Oh yeah, I forgot
okay.
it does
The
this.
Souls boss. Phase
Phase 2, baby. And a berry to wake itself up. Oh, what? Oh, look at this.
I totally forgot that the Mewtwo raids did this.
Yeah.
This is like Zygarde on a whole different level.
Yeah. Yeah. Seeing it for the first time, especially like we said too, as like big Soulsborne Elden Ring players, we were like, phase 2! This boss has a phase 2!
Oh, good.
Oh, and then what's this one? Ryland.
Oh, here comes your
picked it.
fancy sunglasses.
Yay!
Yes, they make an
Woo!
appearance.
What might this
This
be?
one, I think we
Okay.
tried to not.
Takes them off.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
What?
1 in 8,000 odds?
What?
At 230?
Yeah! Yeah! Hey,
What
Hey, James! Great job, Beeb.
Whoa! It's beautiful.
You lucky duck.
Huh?
Yeah, no, I'm still in shock over that. Like, I expected that to take
Wow! This is
forever.
my first 1 in 8,000 shiny hunt. Ever!
Yeah, Ryland's known for his luck.
I think we tried to.
You absolute legend right there. That was absolutely astounding.
Yeah, I thought I was seeing things at first. I was like, this is fake. No way.
Yeah, that moment got turned into an emote.
Oh yeah, I guess it did.
I obviously don't associate it with like Pokemon, but I guess it kind of was a Pokemon moment, like Ryland taking his glasses off there.
Eh.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, so this clip from me is simply titled Shiny Hunter's Worst Nightmare.
Oh, okay.
You'll see. So this is a Soul Silver randomizer, and the Gyarados is randomized. Also back old school.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Old Mike, old Mike.
It's a shiny, but it also turns into a shiny Rattata.
Old Mike, old camera, natural
Yeah.
lighting.
Oh, man.
Yeah, love it.
Just keep watching. Keep watching.
Sucks. I wanted a cooler shiny.
Oh,
what the?
What? Oh, since when does
I just
Rattata
got screwed out of a
roar? That's so
shiny.
goofy.
Oh my god! It said no.
What the heck?
I'm
Movesets were
glad that
randomized.
Roar fails in the newer games.
Yeah, Roar fails in the newer games, but Roar old school goes away.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh,
That is the worst
Rattata.
nightmare.
First, it was a Rattata, and then second, like, just to add insult to injury.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, the movesets were also randomized. That's why it could roar.
Oh,
randomizer,
that'd
yeah.
do it. Yeah. Okay. Dang. So even more bad RNG. That's wild.
Yeah. So this clip has my boy in it, and I wanted to see my boy for a little bit.
Yeah.
This is also back when my Darkrai hunt was back below 10,000.
Yeah, oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
holy.
What
That
a
really
time
puts a
marker, eh?
perspective on it. Yeah.
Oh, back when I had super long hair too.
Yes, I
Yeah.
see.
Ayo.
Hey.
This cat's probably like, huh?
Yeah.
You brought the wabbit! Mwah! You brought the wabbit!
Yeah.
Base done, baby!
Oh my
He was
God.
just so.
Is that at
Hell yeah,
125?
Look at that shit. Look at that, Dom. You brought
Actually, it's
shiny.
123.
Oh,
Dang, that's solid. That's so
I am a
good.
yeah.
Oh, let's
I am
get
a
count on that.
I'm a notorious Masuda juggernaut.
Number 123.
I love that.
123,
Masuda
guys.
is not my
123.
go-to.
Yeah, most of my Masuda shinies I get within the first 300 eggs.
Wow.
That's so good.
Yeah. So remember when I said foreshadowing earlier?
Yeah.
I was referring to this.
Oh,
Oh.
356.
Try that again.
Oh, I
Oh my
totally
gosh,
have
look
to
at
do
this.
the same thing. Wow, I love how obvious that is. That's gonna be no, like I know I'm not gonna miss it now.
I had to go old school because I didn't have like a DS that had like a capture card in it, so I had to go completely old school.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing. I literally have. Actually, it was funny when we booted up the stream to start. Like you had a view of just our desk, because yeah, normally that would be pointed at my 3DS because I'm working on that same hunt. Same thing, just a camera pointed right at the screen.
Now I'm just gonna be blunt. That was just my on-screen encounters. Off-screen, I did like on and off sporadically for a few years. So 356
Yeah,
on-screen
fair.
encounters for Celebi between the two consoles. No way! 356! Holy crap!
Damn.
No way!
Yo.
Oh my god!
Ugh, I'm stoked for this hunt to be over.
Well, I don't know what you think about this, what I'm about to say next, but I'm off screen. So oh crap, I lost my train of thought. So what happened was this was during a special shiny hunting event, and the next day after I got this shiny, they told us that we get a bonus point for mythicals. I was like, you mother.
Yeah.
I didn't get the bonus point because I got it the day before. I got so pissed off that I went to my other one for another shiny, hoping I could potentially find one. I swear to Christ, less than 100 resets later, another one popped up.
No.
I'm not kidding.
Insane.
I got both those Celebes sitting at home right now.
Holy cow. Okay.
Yeah, all my luck got used on that Totodile, and then I did wind up finding a second shiny kind of early in that same playthrough. Kristen does some Jumpluff themed stuff, so I was hunting for a Hoppip and instead phased on a really early Bellsprout. So I have a feeling,
Choose you.
yeah, I used my luck early on, and I guess this Celebi is gonna take me. Hopefully not as long as your Darkrai, but
I doubt it will. But hey, we have two things. We have a Hydrate.
Yes,
I
hydrate.
didn't
Thank
bring
you.
water. I'm gonna have to borrow
Yeah.
yours.
Thank
you.
This.
And Mela just wants to know, how are we all doing?
Hi,
Hi, Mela. We're doing so well.
Yeah.
And I'm doing San Fantastic because I'm finishing up season 4 of my podcast with two amazing human beings.
And fantastic.
San Fantastic, so good.
Yeah. Yeah, we get to be on the finale, Mela. We so honored.
Okay, so aside from the moments that you've shown me today, are there any notable moments between the both of y'all that y'all like to share, whether they were on-screen encounters, off-screen endeavors, or conventions you've been to? Just whatever you want to share with me now.
Yeah, I think to elaborate a little bit on an earlier experience that's just kind of worked out for Kristen and I. It's kind of crazy. Kristen and I, like I said, we had done that Sword and Shield rivalry playthrough, we called it. And just the amount of things in our life that have kind of reflected this theming is kind of mind-blowing to me. But Kristen and I both fall into like the red and blue category really well. Kristen's birthstone is a ruby, mine is a sapphire. She picked shield, I picked sword. When we were playing through the playthrough, the whole time through, I kind of represented the Gary or the blue rival character. Like, I've been playing Pokemon games forever. I really know what I'm doing. Shiny hunting everything. Like, I fit that role really well. And during most of the rivalry competition, I think I beat Kristen. I want to say maybe like out of the gym battles, I think I won like 6 out of the 8 or something.
That's possible. I only won 1 or 2 of the gym battles, so most of them Ryland won. And he was always at the gyms first. He's always ahead of me in games. He's always faster than me, so I'm always like scrambling to catch up. And like when your rival was always waiting at the Pokemon gym for you, and they're like, "Oh, I already did that. What took you so long?" That's what it felt like, scrambling up to Ryland the whole time. He's like, "Can you hurry up and fight this gym? Because I would like to go forward."
But sure enough, just like the original Pokemon games, when it came to the final battle for the championship, it was Red who beat Blue. So yeah, I tried. It wasn't like Kristen hates if
Nope.
I hold back in anything. Like we've had a rivalry in video games as
Oh
long
yeah.
as we've been together, but I know not to.
Don't go easy on me. I
Yeah.
don't like it. I don't learn anything if you go easy on me. I don't feel fully, responsible for my wins if you're going easy on me. So I'm gonna beat you fair and square.
Yeah, so that was one of the first big ones, and honestly, like that theming has kind of come up in our life a lot, even with pink and purple. I think
Mhm.
like it still kind of leads into the red and blue almost sort of theming. So that's
But it's also why our logo colors and for BeebnBeebles are red and blue, and it's not our favorite colors, which are pink and purple. The red and blue has kind of stayed as the theming once we branded as a couple.
yeah. So it works in Pokemon. It worked
Mhm.
in our relationship.
Mhm.
Truly meant to be. It
Meant to
felt like.
be.
And then the other
I
one would be
absolutely love that.
regional. Yeah, thank you. But
Yeah.
yeah, Toronto regionals, which
Yeah,
was
we
a
got
lot of
to
fun.
travel to Toronto. So when I said that I moved for a job and moved 2 provinces away, we moved from Alberta to Ontario, which is where I grew up. And so we're closer to Toronto. So we had the opportunity to go to a regionals in 2023. And
Yeah.
we got to meet a bunch of amazing people that we only knew through Twitch. We got to make new friends. We got to meet existing friends. And Rylan got to compete in his very first regionals freaking VGC competition, which he had never done before. And that was just like a really cool experience. Like our inner child is just like, oh my god, wow, I got to do
Yeah.
this. Like what an experience. How blessed we are to be able to go and meet people and experience a regionals like that. It was a blast.
Yeah, to actually travel and go to an event that's dedicated to Pokemon of all
Oh,
things.
that's
Like
actually where
that's
I found my first Jumpluff plushie. I can't find Jumpluff merch like anywhere. It's a crime.
yeah.
But my first Jumpluff plushie, there was a stand there that was selling the sitting cuties and they had one.
It wasn't
And
even on display. We had to
we
ask.
did have to ask. They hid it from me, but we found it. Yeah. So yeah, that regionals was like a big Pokemon moment for us.
Hmm.
I wish I could say I'm in the same pool, but I haven't been to one of those one of those Pokemon events yet. But I will be there in a few weeks because I'm going to NAIC.
Let's go in a
Oh,
few weeks. Oh my gosh, so it's coming up.
Yeah,
so
NAIC is going to be in
excited.
New Orleans and Louisiana this year. So I
Such
was
a
like,
great
I got some
location.
airfare. I forgot to sign up for a pass to go to World, so I'm going to the next best thing, NAIC.
Yeah. Does
Heck
NAIC have
yes.
like an actual official Pokemon center pop up? Because those are
Uh,
quite a bit larger.
Yes, I actually had to apply for a scheduled visit to said Pokemon Center, and
Wow.
I'm going to that as well. So hopefully I can get myself some
Yes.
nice merch.
Heck
Yes.
yes.
Oh, that's so exciting.
You
Yeah, we just
have
had
to.
small vendors at the regionals, which
Mhm.
is still great. Lots of little local places that sold a lot of stuff. Awesome, but like not nearly the selection you'll get from the Pokemon
Oh,
Center.
that is so exciting.
Yeah, I can't wait. It'll be so good to travel.
We'll have to keep an eye out if you wind up posting anything about it. We love seeing all of the live Pokemon experiences.
Yeah. So much cool stuff.
Yeah, I wish I could live stream a few days of the event, but my 4G doesn't allow that.
Yeah, live
Understandably.
like IRL streaming still seems like quite a hurdle with technology still.
I mean, I could probably live stream tomorrow for my tattoo, but I don't know if they'd let me. So
Right, that would
That
be
is
up to
fair.
the studio for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah,
yeah, but yeah,
that's so cool though.
but yeah, it was actually so cool. You got to go to actually compete in regionals. How did you do? How many matches did you win?
I won 3, which I was really proud of for my first ever regionals, and the battles went really well. Like um I was happy with my switching and my predictions. Like I was really struggling, I think, with that for the first little bit. I remember practicing with Quiver Dancer leading up to it, and they were able to predict almost everything that I was doing as I was doing it, and it led to an entire team swap right before regionals. but when it came to the actual performances, I think I won. Like those 3 wins were either my first 3 games or I went 2 and then a loss and then 1. But I'm pretty sure those were my first 3 games. So after those, I think they wind up placing you like higher and higher on the table numbers as you go. So during my 3rd game, I was seated next to pros that I'd seen win from previous live streams. And that was just such a ridiculous moment to be sitting next to the people that I had seen win these things before. Like, nerve wracking.
I can only imagine. I mean, I don't know who I'm gonna wind up seeing at NAIC, but hopefully they're cool peeps.
Right?
Oh yeah, you're
Can
gonna
you
see so
imagine?
many, I'm sure.
Can you imagine if Wolfie was there? That'd be wild.
Who?
Wolfie.
Oh,
One of
Wolfie.
the. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if Wolfie's gonna be there. I genuinely don't know. I might look into it though. I don't know, but
That's fair.
who
Yeah,
knows? Who
even
knows
just
if he's
seeing
going?
them from even just seeing them from a distance is kind of crazy. It's wild to think. Like it's weird to categorize it in my head in the same way as say like the Olympics or something like that. But for like those hanging there and competing, like yes, this is a very real competition with like money and potentially like careers, maybe not on the line per se, but
Ah, crap.
yeah, it's crazy stuff.
Sorry about that. Technical difficulties.
No worries.
That's okay.
Ah,
We hope you have enough time though.
But yeah.
It's gonna be so
Yeah.
cool.
That's gonna be a blast.
Yeah. That's what I'm hoping for. Let's see. A few notable moments on stream that have happened that I haven't showcased in a while is I don't know if you two remember this or were a part of these, but Nerd Out and Nomi hosted a couple of shiny hunting events a few years back, where they tried to get all the original 151 shiny within the span of 24 hours, and they said the same thing with Gen 2. I was very lucky and fortunate enough to be a part of these events, and for both of them, I claimed the pseudo legendary of both games. I claimed Dragonite for I caught the Dragonite for 151, and I caught Tyranitar for Gen 2.
No way.
Dang, yeah, such great ones to catch too.
Yeah.
Yeah. The weird thing is, I wasn't going for Dragonite originally. What I was doing was I was going for a shiny Nidoran male, and I was doing catch combos and let's go. And then all of a sudden, I see a little green Tootsie fall out of the corner of my screen. I was like, holy crap, that's a shiny Dragonite. Run! Go get it!
Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
That's so good. The flying shinies in the game. That was such a neat feature.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was also amazing. And the second gen, I decided to do the same thing and go for the second pseudo, which is also a dark type, shiny Tyranitar. And I didn't actually do like a reset counter for it. I did eggs for Larvitar and then evolve it into one. 152 eggs, shiny Tyranitar.
Oh.
Dang, one off of being 151.
or was it 153? It was jeez, it's been so long I don't remember the egg count.
Yeah.
I don't know. All I know is that
right,
it's between 1 and 200. That's all I remember.
Yeah, once you've been shiny hunting for this long.
Yeah. I know. You need a log book or something.
Yeah, I'm trying to put my shinies in the shiny decks, but it's a grueling process.
Are you also working towards a shiny deck? 'Cause I know that's what Ryland's been working towards in Scarlet Violet.
No, I am not one of those shiny dexers. I tend to stay away from the shiny decks. Full like the shiny living decks thing.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't want to do it. It's just that I'm more of a casual hunter, and I just go and hunt what I feel like.
So fair.
Samesies. I really only hunt shinies because I'm in love with a shiny hunter. And when we committed to doing this as a couple and committed to doing Pokemon, then I was like, okay, yeah, I'm getting into shiny hunting. Here I go. But I'm the same way. I just very casually had kept track of what shinies I did have for the decks and didn't really work towards a completion. But it was kind of like, what if I just happen to casually get like more shinies than Ryland and he's actually trying? That would be really funny to me. It never happened though.
That's understandable. That is totally understandable. Okay, so the last point of topic, well, the second to last point of topic I like to talk about is any recent Pokemon news. But the thing is, there aren't really much Pokemon news since the Pokemon Day, presents and whatnot. So I actually want to talk about two things. First thing I want to talk about is we brought up TCG Pocket earlier, and they're releasing a new set featuring Ultra Beasts coming up. So are you guys excited for that set, or are you guys kind of steer away from it?
No, there's no Jumpluff yet, so I'm upset.
Oh, I thought one of the sets had Jumpluff in it.
No,
Still no somehow.
No, still no Jumpluff in TCG Pocket. So every new set that comes out that doesn't have Jumpluff, I'm just being grumbly about it.
I was
Oh.
so shocked too when they went from the skip of Generation 1 to basically Generation 4.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we got the Mystery Island one with Celebi and all that. And I was like, oh yeah, surely Gen 2 is next. And then no.
But yes, we will be playing it for sure. When Ryland does his 2 free packs
Oh yeah.
every day.
I'm still super dedicated to TCG Pocket.
Mhm.
I love card games. I grew up playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I currently play Magic the Gathering, and I collected Pokemon cards in the past. So yeah, TCG Pocket, as soon as they're like, here's an app where you can basically sate your TCG addiction for free, it's like, hey, perfect. I could always use more booster packs in my life.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So I'm really stoked for it.
Yeah, I'm saving up my hourglasses so I can open up 10 packs of the new set right away. So I have to wait for 2 extra packs every day. I mean, I've only just recently got into Pockets, so I came in late to the game, so I still have a lot of catching up to do.
Ooh, packs forever though. So many different sets that you can pull on. That's
Yes,
always
I know.
so exciting.
Yes, I know.
That's how I feel. Ryland's always excited about, like, look at all your options. And I'm like, yeah, I know. How am I supposed to pick one?
Yeah, that's so fair though. Oh, so fair. And I love the Ultra Beasts. The Ultra Beasts just have some of my favorite designs. I love how wonky and goofy they are. Like, you gave me a buff mosquito, A+.
And the Blacephalon card does look really good. It looks like
Yes.
Blacephalon gets a full art when I looked at the little trailer thing that Ryland showed me, and that looked kind of cool, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Sweetness. Okay, so the second thing I like to talk about is that so what are you guys looking forward to the most with Legends EA? And if you have a specific Pokemon you want to see have a new form or mega, what is it?
Let me think about it. Let me think about it for like a really long time. I'm waiting for Jumpluff.
Yep.
I'm waiting for Jumpluff. I want to see Jumpluff in the game, period. I want to see Mega Jumpluff. Give me anything Jumpluff. There's been no confirmed Jumpluff line yet, which is,
We know there were at least an X and Y, so Kristen's hoping that they continue the trend of the line being in the Kalos region.
but they haven't proven it yet to me. So yes, I would love to see Jumpluff with a Mega Evolution. I would like to see just more Jumpluff popularity, because that's going to get me more Jumpluff merch and more Jumpluff stuff everywhere. And like, I could imagine it being a huge, like maybe its poofs get crazy large and
It's just a face.
it's just a face in like giant cotton spores. That would be hilarious. That would be ideal top tier Mega Evolution.
Okay, but
Yeah,
what do you?
and I guess
I was gonna. Never mind. Go ahead. Go ahead, Rylan.
No, it's
okay, yeah, sorry. I was gonna say this might even loop back a little bit into the hot takes thing, but like I wouldn't say that I haven't been the biggest fan of Mega Evolution, but at least out of all the gimmicks, it's not my favorite. I
Mhm.
think I like permanent forms, like the Paradox forms, or like Toadscruel and Toadscruel and Toadscruel.
Mhm.
Something that's more permanent over something where you only change their form for a battle. So like I prefer Roaring Moon over Mega Salamence. And so I'd like to maybe see a tweak to Mega Evolution so that maybe you don't have to evolve them every battle and only one per battle. Maybe a way to keep their Mega Evolution form a little longer somehow, because that plays into the shinies as well. Like Mega Gengar's shiny is what everyone wishes Gengar could be. So to see even like a minor tweak to the way Mega Evolutions work to make it feel like it's a little bit less of a temporary thing, maybe, is something I'd like to see. I don't know if there's any one Pokemon that I want to see a Mega Evolution for, but I think that's maybe my hopes for ZA. Just a small tweak to the Mega Evolution system.
I see. I mean, it seems plausible, but I don't see it happening. It's just the way I see it.
Yeah, it was a really popular feature. I think everyone wanted it back, so I think they're just gonna keep what everyone wants to see. It'll just be more Mega Evolutions of anything else.
I honestly want to see a Mega Go-Go.
That'd be really cool, actually, especially to ride around the city.
Biggest thing for me about that is that I did a randomizer in Ultra Sun, and Ultra Necrozma randomized to a Go-Goat, and when it came on screen, it looked like a crossing leg Buddha Jesus thing, where it just like its paws were out like this and its legs were crossed, and I was like, what's up with the cross-legged Go-Goat?
That is so good.
That'd be hilarious. Yes.
It did not occur to me that randomizers might affect the sprites like that. That's too funny.
Yeah, they do. But outside of that, what are you guys looking forward to the most in terms of like the gameplay, characters, storylines? Like, what are you looking forward to?
This is funny because this might contradict what I said in the past a little bit, but I am looking forward to a game that plays smoothly. I can live with what we got in Scarlet and Violet, but man, does it look good in those trailers! And I'm looking forward to a game that runs really good.
Yeah, they gave us a little like they gave us the comparison between what it looks like on the Switch compared to the Switch 2. So it's like, oh man, I really want to get it for Switch 2 because the graphics look so good.
Right? Oh, it looks great. Plus, I'm really intrigued to see where they take a game where the setting is just the one city. Like Legends Arceus, yeah, the only city was technically Jubilife, but you get to travel the region. So now one where the entire game takes place in this city, I really want to see how they expand upon that. I think Lumios was already a really cool setting in X and Y, but of course they did the classic Pokemon thing of you can only go into so many buildings, and the buildings you can go into are pretty excuse me, pretty limited. So to see where an expanded just single city goes, I think that's going to be so cool. One of my biggest things with games is immersion, and I feel like just one giant city like that is taking immersion in the Pokemon world to a new level. Even if it just winds up being one city, to see that one city really fleshed out and as large and I guess realistic maybe as possible. Like I'm really looking forward to that.
I mean, again, I'm really like, I'm hoping for Jumpluff. I don't have a backup plan. I don't know what I'm going to do if Jumpluff's not in there. I have said that if and when, cross my fingers, if and when I do see a Jumpluff in that game, I will have my first playthrough be with all Jumpluffs. And so I'm kind of excited to like create this character of myself that has all Jumpluffs and then goes around at night beating up other trainers.
You sound just like my sister with Furfroos. You sound just like her with Furfroos.
That's so good.
Yeah. I'm gonna be known. The Jumpluff trainer in the night. Watch out for her.
Oh god. I just hope I can use a nice viable dark type. Actually, there's Crocodile in there, so I can use Crocodile again. Yay!
Yeah. Hopefully Mega Houndoom makes their return.
Yeah, Mega Houndoom wouldn't be too bad. But I'm looking forward to actually the new battle system that's going to be integrated because it looks like we can now move with the Pokemon. The Pokemon move with us. They dodge the attacks. I like seeing that, and I like the fact that for years the trainers would always sneak up on us and challenge us to a battle. Now we can just freaking attack them from behind.
Yes.
I think that's so funny, the ambushing.
God, I'm looking forward to that so much. And I'm also looking forward to just seeing what type of Pokemon we're gonna get. If any Pokemon are gonna get special Colossian forms, or if our starters are gonna get either a Colossian form or a Mega. And I swear on everything, those frickin' Gen 6 starters better get a flippin' Mega. They needed them. They better get them.
Yeah, actually. I'll be intrigued to see how they implement them. Like, I wonder if it's going to be like Legends Arceus, where we can find the Kalos starters just separately in the wild.
It's probably going to be like that. Or there's maybe going to be a special event where for this amount of time, this certain Pokemon will spawn in this area, then you have that long to get it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'll be intrigued to see if the shiny sound makes a return.
Oh, I want that so much. I'm sick and tired of running through Paldea and not knowing if there's a shiny about.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that'll be a nice feature to return if it happens.
Please. Okay, so last topic I like to discuss about are there any future plans you guys have set that you want to achieve by the end of the year when it comes to content creation or personal goals? Just whatever you guys want to do before the end of the year, just let me know.
Yeah.
Ooh, before the end of the year.
Ooh, before the end of this year, another 24-hour stream and maybe like a legitimate subathon.
Like our first ever subathon, legitimately like adding time for different
see.
things. And yeah, we've never done an actual subathon. We've done sub goals and things like that before, but never an actual true subathon for a channel. So I'd like to see that happen for 2025.
Yeah. The eventual goal will for sure be partner both here and on YouTube. Like, I'm really working on growing YouTube. It's a lot of Monster Hunter stuff at the moment while we're kind of in a lull between Pokemon games. Like, it's been quite a while, I feel like, since Scarlet Violet's DLC. So we have been playing a little bit more variety to kind of fill that space. But yeah.
Yeah. But growing the YouTube maybe too. We'd love to see 500 subscribers even like on YouTube. Would be a great growth for us for the end of the year.
I feel you there. I hope to get my first 100 on YouTube soon. I'm 8 away.
8 away.
Lucky number 8.
Oh, okay, y'all heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be nice. But yeah, on my end, I'm mainly just trying to go to NAIC. I'm gonna try to do more shiny hunting and whatnot. I want to try and once I move back into my place, I'm gonna finally get off the ground my final Darklock series, where I'm joining the various Pokemon games. I'm nuzlocking them with only Dark type Pokemon. I have one more game to go, and I've conquered every single region with Dark type Pokemon. I've done it in Paldea, Galar, Unova, Alola, Unova, Kalos. And the only regions I got left are I did it in Hoenn. I only have Johto and Kanto left, so I'm doing it in Soul Silver. I also want to try and get a Soul Link off before the end of the year. I got a few people in mind I want to do a Soul Link with, but it just really depends on their schedule and if we can make something work.
Yeah, scheduling is always tough, but that'll be so cool. Soul Links are daunting.
I'm ready for the challenge because I've done dozens of Nuzlocks on stream before, so I'm ready to finally do the one I have not attempted yet.
Yes.
That'll be fun. Excited for that. That'll be fun to watch.
Okay, so all right, Kristen, Ryland, BeebnBeebles, I want to thank you guys again for coming on to the show and helping me wrap up season 4. It has been amazing having you guys on the show and learning more about you guys on a Pokemon basis. So again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for helping me wrap up season 4. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to appear on the show and just being the nerds that you are.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having us. We're so honored, especially for the finale. Like, dang,
Yeah.
we lucked out.
Yeah, we're so
Yeah, I'm
honored.
honored.
Thank you so much.
No problem. I'm honored to have you guys on. So, rule of thumb, guest, or in this case, guests pick the raid target today. So, who do you guys want to send some raid love to? Doesn't matter what they're streaming, who's live that you want to raid.
Oh, I love this. Okay, let me take a peek-sies. Let me
Who do we
scroll.
have?
I'm like, holy cow, I was not. Ooh. Okay, there's some options. Oh. There's here. Ooh.
That's a good option. I
Mhm.
saw here.
This would also be good because they're also.
Yeah.
This is how Rylan and I decide raid targets at the end of every stream too.
Yeah.
Like, this one, how about this one? How about, what do you think? Having 2 brains on one stream, you'd think would make things a lot easier, but I'm not so sure.
Right? What was? I think you've got a good option
Yeah.
there, because I don't know if I necessarily see both on this option.
Okay. Then do you want to type? My keyboard's not hooking up to the PC right now, so you get to do it, Beeb.
Yeah, sounds good. You're in the.
I'm in it.
Okay, I can send you a message.
Just post it in chat.
Okay.
Post in chat. That'll be easier.
Beauty.
Okay, where are we going?
Should correct.
Okay.
Oh, you did it. Beautiful.
All right. Give me a sec. Let me get this.
Yay.
Ooh, toast.
I know.
We closed the door in our office to make the lighting better.
And it's getting
Bad
warm.
for ventilation.
Okay, so Melaharma.
Yes, Mela, wonderful bean.
All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, all the PokeNERDS in chat, if you are subbed to my channel, the Poke Network, you can use this following raid message. If you are not subbed to my channel, you can use this following raid message.
You got it. Copy it off you.
Yeah.
Also, gotta say, love the shirt.
Thank you from the Pokemon Center. I bet you could find some cool ones while you're at NAIC.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, I definitely plan to do so. Okay, raid is starting. So, is there a special outro that you like to say for the end of stream?
I don't know if we have a special outro, but I think one thing that we do have that I think I'll stick as a routine, for anyone who joined us today, if after stream you would like to find your nearest window, take a nice deep breath of fresh air, or whatever activity it would be to take care of yourself. So if you need to hydrate, grab some water. If you need to grab some food, definitely grab yourself some food. If you need to take your meds, take your meds. If you need to take a nap, take a nap. But once this is done, let's all take a moment to
breathe.
Yeah, just to breathe or take care of ourselves. Because at the end of the day, you are what matters most.
That's amazing. I like to say thank you all again for choosing the back alley as a place to hang out today. Stay safe, stay strong. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, you nerds. But in honor of the True Turbo, I like to remind everybody to stay safe, stay rocking, stay true to yourselves. I will see you guys in a few months for another season of the podcast, and thank you all so much for tuning in for